And we're back for this the semi-finals of this dual tournament commander number 5. We've been here for now 12 hours. The tournament started 12 hours ago, and we are now starting the semi-finals. So we have Grand Arbiter Augustin 4 against Marat. So it's Alexander Loskutov against Nicola.
Against Laurie Risbeck.
Laurie Risbeck, yeah. And on the other side, we have Mathieu Otto against Florian Chaminade. So the bracket I posted on challenge was a bit wrong. We'll update it when the semis are over. We'll be sure where it's going now. So we will be jumping right in. We have Marath against Grand Arbiter. What do you think of this matchup?
Well, I asked Alexander what he thought of the matchup, and he believed he's a bit behind, I think. Marat is a mid-range deck, which can be preyed on by the control deck, but he has a lot of staying power, and Marat is such a powerful card that it's really a game about manas and more than card advantage, because Marat's deck is quite expensive overall, and since it has so much card advantage, Alexander cannot easily beat him on that spot, and he has to gain an advantage on mana. Having him casting 2 spells per turn thanks to Grand Arbiter, having his general survive is huge. And if Laurie is stuck playing 1 spell per turn, then Alexander can both advance his game plan and counteract Laurie's one at the same time.
Okay, so it looks like both players are taking a mulligan here, as they will be both going to 6 card. Alexander is mulliganing a big part of his hand, and they're drawing. So both players take the decision at the same time. Yes. Well, first the starting player, then the other one, and then the other takes the decision, and then they go on one by one, right?
Yep.
So we will be starting momentarily, since both players decided to keep their hands. And this is the semi-finals, so the loser gets a Tundra, white bordered, sorry. Wow. And the winner gets to play for the black bordered Underground Sea. Or if he loses, a Japanese Ravages of War and for Liliana, decent as well.
Yeah, still decent, like pretty good.
Not gonna cry about it.
Pretty good.
So, we are finally in the semi-finals. The players really insisted to play with their playmats. We really asked them to not have playmats, but they really cherish them and want to play with them, so we said, okay. Sure. It's a bit more messy, I think, for the stream, but, well, hey, we're not gonna force them. They're on the coverage, they're in the top 4, they gain the right to...
We don't want them to give up their lucky playmat that brought them here.
Yeah, they got luck and skill, so we'll have them right. Laurie Risbeck opens with a flooded strand, and he starts the match with the first bullet on himself. Goes for which one's the green-white, Savannah?
Yeah, Savannah, that's it.
Savannah, I don't really know the non-blue the non-blue biomes, I'm sorry. And he opens with a Biobox Birds of Paradise.
So much worse than the 3rd edition Black Border one, but hey.
You're gonna accept it, right?
It's fine, it's fine.
They don't have the artwork here. Media inserts?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, we start with the Birds of Paradise, and Alexander plays the best card in the history of Magic, Island.
Yep.
Says go, which will be Bloom Tender from Bloom Tender, right?
Yeah, Bloom Tender.
Bloom Tender for Laurie. And Laurie is just powering through all the mana at the moment to make sure he doesn't get behind.
As I said, the game is really about a mana advantage, and it's really good for Laurie to have that kind of start. However, Alexander play Wrath Effect, so if Laurie is light on lands and there is a point where Alexander can rise the board, then it will be very hard for Laurie to come back with only a few lands. And it seems like he doesn't have very many. He has a Raging Ravine in hand, but he played a colorless land as his second land drop, which is not good, because it means unless he has another untapped colored source, he cannot play Marat into having 3 mana with Bloom Tender on turn 3, which is the point of playing Bloom Tender in the first place.
So he'll be making 3 mana and casting Marath. It's not the way you want to cast it.
Yeah, I'm still good. Like it got remanded, but it's fine. You didn't run it into miscalculation or something like that. That would have been pretty bad because that's something you can play around later. But
yeah,
that's not the
and
case
you'll have
with
to play it
remand.
for 5 mana. But here it's a remand, so he can play it back for 3 mana, since it's from his hand.
Exactly.
And it will be really okay. He played a Raging Ravine, so now he can play Maras with the Bloom Tender still on tab, which means he'll be able to make 3 mana with the Bloom Tender if he resolves Marath, which is very important, I think.
The Bloom Tender is not great against Ras, but it's very important if Alexander doesn't have one and, for example, tries to stick an early Grunt Arbiter, because that means Lowry is quite likely to be able to untap, cast Marat and kill the Grunt Arbiter despite having to pay a total of 7 mana to do that.
Yeah,
With Bloom Tender, it's very doable.
Yeah, it's not a problem when you have Bloom Tender on the board. It really gives explosiveness to the Mara's draw, and we have a Swords to Plowshare on the Bloom Tender to...
So, Ice Sage, Swords to Plowshare, my favorite one.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Very good choice.
Yeah, it cannot be foiled though. It's a bit problematic.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But
I think I see Gaia Scrabble in Lowry's hand and a Xenagos. Xenagos looks pretty strong in this matchup.
Yes, it is. It is very strong when you can resolve it, but it's going to be pretty tough. Like, you see that Alexander really respected the mana advantage from Bloom Tender and uses Swords to Plowshare on it. So that means he's unlikely to rise the board real soon. And yeah. So Lowry has lands, but there are not very good lands. Like the Cradle and the Homeward Pass are quite bad as a first few lands play, unless it's Marat resolves, but that seems unlikely.
Alexander has a Force of Will and is really considering Force of Willing it. I don't think he has anything else. Lowry's play plays around miscalculation and the Maras real resolve.
Alright, so the Cradle starts to become good. It's still very weak to a Ras effect, but the Swords to Plowshare on the Bloom Tender really hints like a Ras from Alexander.
Yeah, well, thank God he had the swords for the Bloom Tender. If he didn't have it, it would be even worse right now, because he wouldn't have, well, his opponent would have incredible amounts of mana.
Alright, so that's gonna turn out pretty bad for Alexander, I believe, because Lowry has 3 mana, so he can kill the Grunt Arbiter at end
of
step,
turn, yeah.
Which is not that bad for Alexander, but Lowry has the follow-up with Xenagos. Or I guess Alexander has the Force of Will, but he's probably going to have to...
Yeah, I think Lowry is okay
Xenagos.
with trading Force of Will for Xenagos. It's a big threat.
Yes.
And here it's a 0 for 1. He just gets his commander back and he's playing the mana. And he's not going for the kill
That's interesting.
on the Arbiter. He gets the 3/1/1s instead.
That's interesting. Like it gives him more mana in the long term, but that makes him very weak to Ras effects.
But yeah, Alexander doesn't look like he has a second white mana. Neither
That's
does
true.
he have a Wrath, because if he had a Wrath, maybe he would have been a bit more patient with his
Yeah,
removal,
that's true.
hoping to draw a white source. So
The Ras, it seems unlikely.
yeah, with the lands and the decisions from Alexander, I think Lowry here is he's confident that he's gonna do whatever he wants,
Like,
and he can resolve a big thing this turn with all the mana at his disposal.
Yeah, you're right that it is unlikely that Alexander is going to Ras soon, but I'm thinking more about the long term. Where actually, does he have enough mana to recast?
Yeah, he can
Marat
recast Maras and Xenagos.
and kill? Wow. Okay, so that was definitely the play. But, well, does he have enough mana through the Grunt Arbiter? Because now he can play Maras, and if Maras resolve kills the Grunt Arbiter, which would be great,
Yeah.
and if it doesn't, plays the Xenagos. So would be a...
He has a good sequence of play here.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4...
5 mana? 5 mana?
8 mana. So casting.
Well, total 8, but at the moment he made 4 mana with a Cradle, 1 with a Raven, and 1 with a land he's gonna fetch. He needs
yes,
red and white for
So-
the Maras. And at the moment he has 3 green mana floating, I think.
Yeah, so
Once he casts
he
Maras.
has a total of 9 mana. So 4 from the normal lands, 1 from the bird, and 4 from the Cradle. That makes 9 mana. So he can cast Maras that cost usually 5 mana because he casted once already, but that's 6 because of the Grand Arbiter,
Oh, it's
which
true.
leave him with 3 mana, just enough to kill the Grand
Arbiter.
Arbiter. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the mana to
Play
with
Xenagos next.
So that Force of Will is going to be very good. Oh,
And he's going for the Xenagos.
he's going to the
So
Xenagos.
4, 5, 6. He has 1 mana floating, I guess.
So he cannot play the Marath now.
He still has a green mana.
But yeah, so he actually could play Xenagos plus into Marat, I believe, but not kill the Grunt Arbiter.
Yeah. Well, once he has Xenagos on the board, it's like a second, let's say,
Wow.
yeah, second
okay.
Cradle. He had Council's Judgment in his hand and the double white. He had the 4th mana floating from the Cradle earlier. And that means he took care of the Grand Arbiter, bashes for free, has very diverse amount of threats, and Marat still is castable. It's only 5
Yes,
mana.
yeah.
Even if there's a Ras, you can cast it.
Laurie is in a great spot. Well, not if there is a Ras. Marat costs
Oh yeah,
5
the
mana.
Cradle is
Doesn't make
problematic.
any mana. Also, you usually don't want to tap out for Marat because then it makes it very weak to a removal spell.
Yeah, it's problematic. You want to keep something up.
Yup, that Force of Will that got the Xenagos. But like, Laurie is ahead in this game definitely, but it's still pretty weak to a Ras effect. Like some draw of mat will be, some won't be. This one is for sure.
Somebody remarked, Grand Arbiter gives Maras an extra +1/+1
right.
counter, but because what matters for Maras is the amount of mana you paid.
Exactly.
So if there is a Grand Arbiter and it costs more, it's not really a problem. You get a bigger Maras.
Yeah, I mean it's still a problem because you'd rather pay 1 less mana usually, but it's a nice bonus to have and definitely matters.
Yeah. So Alexander got a polluted Delta. He has double white now. He got his Tundra. And if he has Supreme Verdict or Wrath of God or Dire Judgment, he might be in a decent spot.
I
It's unlikely, but
I didn't see any wild card in his hand, I believe.
okay.
Maybe he slowed the fetch and just drew the Wrath or... Let's see.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I said.
We
I didn't
were-
see any white cards and this verdict's not very white in the hand, so...
Yeah, it's funny how we were both not expecting this Wrath at all. It was here.
It was here, like, now Alexander definitely is ahead. It depends on what Laurie can do on this turn, but let's see. So he still has Marath in hand?
No, it's
Is
destroyed. He sacrificed it to make 3 tokens.
Yes. Oh, yes, right.
It's not in hand. It's in the command zone, and it would cost 5 mana.
Yes.
5 mana,
You're right.
which Laurie doesn't have because
He just has
yeah,
now.
no, he has it, but he didn't have it before because the Cradle doesn't give mana. Maras will come back as a 5/5 and extremely annoying to handle 5/5.
Yup. Alexander had to exile his Force Spike to the Force of Will, but that Force Spike would have been insane right here.
Yeah, indeed, the Cradle looking dumb in the
Yeah,
face of a Force Spike.
Wow, that's pretty strong. But the 1 mana from the Cradle makes it very good, because now, if Alexander won a minus, then you can deal 1 damage to the Elspeth and kill it, so it would be a trade. That's why he chose to let it untap and make 3 tokens.
So yeah, Elspeth here creates quite the board presence. So Alexander Loskotov has 3 1/1s. We're gonna give them a few tokens, so it's a bit clearer. And with those 3 tokens, he has quite the army. But if Alexander went for the -3 and went down to 1, Laurie could have made a mana with the Cradle in response and shot Elspeth for 1. So he has 3 1/1s. They are not squirrels, they are soldiers, but it's close enough. Well, it's the other one. They are not squirrels, but soldiers.
Yeah.
And Laurie's pondering his
Um,
openings.
I don't think he can kill the Elspeth quite yet, like, unless you have something in his hand. Well, oh, maybe with a Raging Ravine. Like, if he activates the Raging Ravine, makes 3 mana, kills 3 mana...
Kill the 1/1s.
Kills the 1/1s, and he can kill the Elspeth.
Ah, that's a pretty good turn.
Yup, that's
Yeah,
what he does.
he also deals 1 to Alexander, commander damage likely.
Elspeth is a very big threat, so being able to deal with it this way is very good for Laurie. Even though he did remove quite a bit of counters on Marath, it's still very good. Like,
Yeah, Maris is very annoying to handle. I mean, it's not like other commanders where paying more is really annoying. This one, you're happy to pay more because you will get bigger trade-offs in the long run, and it can also be very aggressive.
yes. Well, he's drawing land, so that's the good thing with Marat is if you're drawing spells, then you have spells to cast, and if you're drawing lands, then you're going to play a Marat, which is always bigger, and it's not like this 8 mana Zurgo, it's actually good when you get it.
The famous 8 mana Zurgo.
Well, we've seen that happen, so it wasn't actually that bad, but
It almost won him the game. Yeah, the poor Zurgo player who lost in the quarters to
So,
Grand Arbiter.
now Laurie can even make a token at the end of turn, so can you recast Marat? I believe it costs 8 mana, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it just has enough.
Yeah, it's 8 mana with the Arbiter, which means 8 counters.
Yes, it's a bit risky though. I know most Grand Arbiter display days. Even though, like, on a turn, 2 turns ago, a days would have been insane, so unless he drew it in the meantime, that's probably not what he did. He doesn't have it in hand, but...
And yeah, that will be another token made with the Marath. The Grand Arbiter will cause Marath to now cost 8 mana, but I mean, Laurie has a Cradle, he has 2 creatures, he can create quite a ton of mana.
Yeah, despite the Wrath, he still managed to take advantage of the Cradle, which is huge, because, as I said, it's really a mana war. Like, he really had exactly the mana to heal the Elspeth, and if he didn't, then he would fall far behind at that very moment, and you really needed to kill that Elspeth right away. And that's why the mana is so important, that you don't get behind in tempo, and you lose so much card advantage as well as tempo by being behind on tempo because of such thing as Planeswalkers, or then you can get your Marat countered by miscalculation, or you will make 2 less tokens when he kills it, etc, etc. It adds up all the time, because usually mana problems leads to more mana problems, and yeah.
So I think Laurie, well, he went for a mountain with his Scalding Tarn, and it looks like he plans to cast Marath again.
So he wait for a basic mountain,
Yeah.
because there is Earthcraft in the deck. So
he
you want to
wants
have
basics.
one basic. He doesn't need multiples, but you want to have one, so you can make colorless mana when you have if you draw Earthcraft. He doesn't really need all the colors of mana, he has everything he wants, so you want to get one basic.
It's funny because Laurie was playing around days, in fact. He had 9 mana. So even if Alexander had
Alright.
days, he could pay for it. The difference here is that he has a floating mana to make Saproling. That's nice, but he was playing around days anyway here.
I'm not sure why maybe he miscounted, because why not just keep the mana up and
For what?
like, instead of making the token at sorcery speed, you
Yeah.
can just wait.
Until when? You use the
Well,
mana? Yeah, the mana goes off.
No, but you keep your command tower on tap or something like that.
Yeah, you could keep just the command tower on tap and wait to make a 1/1. It's true. Well, he did it. It's also speed. And we have Jace.
It doesn't matter much. Like, it would matter if for example, Alexander rusts the board, and so you'd rather deal 1 instead of make a 1/1. But
Yeah. So we have Jace, Architect of Thought. We have the other artwork, which is much better. He doesn't look like a James Bond villain here. Jace -2, because he needs to find an answer to this Marath. The +1 is actually really good against Maras since it handles
Yes.
all the 1/1s. But first, you need to deal with the 7/7.
Yep.
You cannot +1 forever and hope it will go the distance because Maras goes bigger every time, and now the 7/7 is a very big presence. He went for the -2. It was 2 lands and a future sight, and I think he took the future sight. Not entirely sure, but
Yes, that's what it took. I'm pretty sure. Future sight is pretty good if Lori is lacking some kind of follow-up, because then it will make Alexander be able to get back in the game. But it is very slow, so and he will have to tap most of his mana on the next turn to play it, and
well, only 4 mana.
yes,
Thanks to a bit.
well, still most like he only has 2 mana up afterwards, so he's not going to be able to cast all the spells that he could have on top. So
Yeah.
yes, if Lori has a follow-up this turn and it goes unanswered, then he goes really far ahead. At the moment, he's only slightly ahead, I'd say. But he just killed twice the Grunt Arbiter, which now costs 8 mana.
Yeah.
That's pretty big since the Jace is the first card advantage card Alexander just casted. He didn't see any card advantage so far, and even had to Force of Will 1 spell. So that's why, yeah, and we have the Raging Ravine going for damage, and
I think
he
he
doesn't
still
have
had
much time to do
find a solution.
the future sight is going to be slow and probably too slow. It's probably not going to be dead. He will be able to untap with it, but he's going to be super low on life, and that's pretty bad.
Yeah, this turn he's taking 7 and 5, 12. Yeah, he's dead in 2 turns.
Actually, is he dead next turn? Oh,
Yeah, he would be dead next turn.
Well, he killed the Jace, which should.
It's important to kill next turn with the 1/1s, but I'm pretty sure Lori can kill next turn with the Maras, and you
Yeah, so
you ping 4 times.
So he made 2 damage, so it takes
Yeah,
5, 9, 11. So it's down to 15. So that's
and he has a
6,
marathon 4.
yeah.
So he's dead next turn.
Yeah.
Alexander is dead on board if it doesn't do anything. So it looks like the YOLO future sight. Okay,
Not good enough. Not good enough.
Tech Edge. I can destroy the
Oh,
Cradle.
yeah,
Or
that's-
was the Raven? You
Yeah,
destroy the Cradle or the Raven? The
Yeah,
Raven
no.
definitely.
Well, he's dead on board if he doesn't kill the Raven. But
True.
so he has to, but he's still going to be quite low on life. Dexter time. He has a shot. Like.
So what does Lori do here? He's thinking about end of turn, maybe making other
Oh
ones.
yeah. No, I think it's Alexander that's his stop maybe to kill the. No, okay. At the end of turn, he wants to make more 1/1s, so he has more mana with Cradle, I guess. It doesn't really matter for the. Well, it gives him a bit less damage, but
Anyways, the Raven is dying, so
Yeah,
he's not really want to go wide on
That's it.
mana.
That's it. So what does he have then? I think I see a crop rotation. He could sacrifice the Raging Raven in response.
Gotcha! It's still not lethal.
Yes, but you
He
can
gets value.
You can get a Treetop Village or a Steering Railroad, which I believe he plays.
Yeah,
And-
they are good threats against a
Yes.
blue-white deck.
Especially a low on life blue-white deck that has to dig for answer 2 cards already on the board.
Yeah, we remember how good Mutavault was against blue-white control in standard.
Yeah,
Manlands
that's-
are the crux of blue-white control in any format.
Like even in Marat, like when you know they have no way to deal with it, you can put counters on your Treetop Village and it goes to town. I've seen some pretty big Treetop Villages busted with Marat, and that was very good.
So Lowry is making a ton of mana of the Gas Cradle. He activated the treetop. Alexander could have responded, but I guess 1 mana is not gonna make a very big difference.
You cannot actually respond to the
Activation?
to the activation of Cradle because
Yeah,
it's
not
a
the
mana
Cradle,
ability.
but I meant the
Yes,
Raven.
but it's 1 mana either way because Lori is going to attack with the Raven and he wants to wait for the attack. So either it's
true.
1 mana anyway. So the Scavenging Ooze is actually pretty big because it exiled most of Alexander's graveyard, and now that dig through time that was going to be so good is going to cost 4 mana, I believe, which is a lot. Is when you have only 6 mana and dead on board.
So yeah,
No, never mind. It's going to take cost 6 mana.
Yeah, 6 mana. Removing cards from the graveyard just to make Dixo Time more expensive was a good play. Temple of the False God. It looks like it's not gonna cut it. I have no clue what Alexander has in hand, so...
Yeah, if he has any way to shuffle, maybe, because he needs a Wrath Resistance. A Wrath Resistance would be very good, because now, I believe Lori doesn't have a mana. I'm not sure I thought a crop rotation in his hand, but even if he didn't sacrifice a Ravine, it was still pretty good, and it would still be pretty good on the following turn to get a treetop village, and yeah, I believe Alexander is in a very tough spot, and
yeah, he's thinking about his outs.
He doesn't seem to have an easy way out, or he would have casted it. So yeah, that's
the last hurrah. What can he find with this?
So it's at 8 life. How big? Marat is 3/3.
Yeah.
Yes, there are multiple scriptions in the graveyard, I believe. So maybe. Yeah. Nothing.
He can find the.
Like
he can find the way to continue.
Yeah, like a Source to Plowshare would not have done it.
He already played it.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been on Sword.
Okay,
so maybe a Pass to Exile.
Yeah, Pass to Exile.
Yeah, the game didn't go that wrong for Alexander in the end. He had the Raz, he had removal, he had counters,
Well,
but just Marat.
As I said, it was all about mana, because Alexander did not manage to cast his card draw engine at the right time, and Lori was able to keep up despite Alexander casting his Grunt Arbiter multiple times, and so when Alexander had to take time to cast his draw spell, Rory punished him and did him a bunch of damage, so the draw spell were too slow.
Yeah.
And that's why I said the game was all about mana, and if he didn't draw that many hands, then it would have been much harder for Lori, even if he had great spell in hands.
Yeah, it's funny how Maras also wrecks Arbiter with 1 damage mode. It's what happened all game long. As long as Maras can develop his mana, he will be able to kill Arbiter very easily. And Arbiter is a pretty big part of the deck. If you don't have Arbiter on the board,
yes.
you have tons of cards that are way weaker. Future Sight, it's awesome when you have Arbiter.
Yes,
without Arbiter, it's way worse.
Yeah, especially like you don't necessarily need the Arbiter in every matchup, but in that one, it's a mid-range deck with a lot of card advantage and a lot of come into play creatures, etc. So it's hard to, like, even with your draw spells, Marat can keep up. With Marat himself, that's so much card advantage, such a resilient threat, and threatening planeswalkers, and the Grunt Arbiter himself, despite being a control deck with not many creatures. So since Marat can really keep up with the card advantage for a very long time, you really need to have some way to get ahead on mana, and having the Grunt Arbiter to survive is it's so easily handled.
It's a 2/3 against a deck that can ping for 3 mana.
But if you're able to counter the Marat on the first swing and then cast Grunt Arbiter, then Rory really needs to have his Sword to Plowshare or Counter Judgment or something like that, because casting Marat full tapping, basically, if he even has the mana, because then Marat will cost at least 6 mana, you will rarely have 9 mana to kill right away, and so that's becoming to be quite expensive. That's what I said, it's just a mana war more than
anything. It's interesting because in this game Alexander had Remand, and if it had been any of his other counters, it would have been much better. Since Marat would have costed 5 mana, the second time it would have slowed Lori so much. The fact that he only had a Remand made it so Lori could recast it with mana up after his Xenagos got countered, and that made a world of difference.
Yep, exactly. Like the turn where Lori forced the Force of Will, killed the Counterarbiter and the Xenagos, that was great, because even it forced Alexander to exile his Force Spike, and Force Spike is usually great against Marat, because even in the late game you're recasting Marat for tons of mana, and there is usually something you can get at even in the late game, and you cannot always play around it, even if you have a lot of mana, because cards like Marat, when it's been countered multiple times, cost a lot of mana. And you see, he had Cradle this game, but without Cradle, like,
As the game would really have been way different without Cradle.
Yes.
The mana did everything.
So, and Alexander did rise the board one time. If you don't, then Cradle gets crazy with Marat, like really crazy.
Yeah. Alexander mulligans, so he goes down to 6 cards. I think I saw him mulligan a Supreme Verdict. It's true that even though it's important against Marat, I think counters are more important.
You just need to have a good running game plan, like you need to hit your land drops. That's the most likely reason you mulligan. You don't want to mulligan especially on the play if you have lands and spells like that are relevant spells in the matchup. So yeah, sometimes you will go Sakura Trade Builder and Bursting Pod and your rats will look ridiculous, but you're not going to mulligan because then you take the risk of just falling behind on card advantage and actually losing to card advantage against the mid-range deck.
Yeah, so we saw him going with just an island. Laurie goes with a Stomping Ground. In Laurie's hand I saw an Eternal Witness, Kikijiki, and a few other lands. He will start to play with a Sylvan Caryatid.
That result, that's a pretty big advantage in the early game for the mana that Laurie's just taking. So yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, Sylvan Caryatid, just random dork. And Alexander doesn't hit his 3rd land drop even after resolving thing twice. Things are looking pretty grim for him.
Yep, indeed. He doesn't have very many turns before Laurie can catch up, but before Laurie can get too far ahead and run away with the game.
Yeah, I see a Green Sun Zenith in Laurie's hand as well, which will allow him to search for, let's say, utility creature.
Well, there is Fauna Shaman. Knight of the Reliquary is also very good. With so many great lands to tutor. Like, he can tutor up Wasteland, especially if you have Witness in hand and Alexander missing land drops, that's great. But it's likely that Alexander has some counter in hand and he just decided to let the Caryatid resolve because he was needed to think twice to not miss his land drop.
I think if his counter was anything other than Remand, he wouldn't have used it.
Yep. Well,
so Marath on Marath.
So that's a pretty big win for Laurie to trade the counter spell in that spot where most soft counters would have done the trick. And if he has the counter spell, used the counter spell now, he is unlikely to have another counter actually. Maybe some force spike, but
yeah. So
he did it the line.
Marath got countered once, and Laurie can try to go for another Marath here if he wants to.
Yeah,
it looks a bit fragile though.
I probably wouldn't. Like he had a very good spell in hand, so I think you want to slower the Marath. This Sylvan Library is great.
Yeah, Sylvan Library
3
here.
Mana up.
Another great uncommon. I don't know what they were thinking with uncommons at this time. I mean, Force of Will, Demonic Tutor, Sylvan Library.
Sylvan Library not as good as in regular Magic as in EDH. Well, you only have 20 life to work.
And like I said, it's pretty heavily paid in green decks.
Well, you play it a bit, but you don't play multiples. Like sometimes too, it's usually in the sideboard for grindy matchups. In EDH, people play it in pretty much every green deck.
It's very good. So it got Force of Will, exiling a Cryptic Command, which means Alexander really is short on gas. You would not Force of Will this normally.
Yes.
Laurie is not stopping. He's firing on all cylinders right here.
Yes,
Skullcamp is a big win.
Like Alexander mulliganing and having to be down on card advantage, even though he managed to hit his land drop after missing once. It is a pretty big underdog for the late game now because of those having to use counter spell and Force of Will on Cryptic. Those are ways for him to get back in the game, and he probably doesn't have very many cards in hand left. And Laurie is hitting his land drops, having Green Sun Zenith and what we believe is Eternal Witness in hand and City of Brass. So this is just great for Laurie. He's really far ahead in this game.
So Skullclamp looks stupid in Marath. Like, it looks really, really, really stupid.
It is.
It's so good. You can make as many 1/1 as you want in this deck. So pretty busted. Pretty busted.
Still would want to slow the mat as much as possible. You are winning the long game because of those few early turns, so you don't want to risk it by running into some mana leaks or like Souls to Plowshare or something like that you could play around by having even at the City of Brace in hand skilled. So yep, that Eternal Witness is great, and another spell that demands a counter are going to be insane.
Yeah, nearly all of Lowry's play were 2/1s.
Sylvan Library got back into Zen, and he can draw 2 with
Skullclamp. Yeah, like the Sylvan Library was a 2/1 since it's got counter with Force of Will. The Eternal Witness is a 2/1 by nature, and now he can just go for Sylvan Library, which will likely be a 2/1.
Like, he can even wait. Like that Sylvan Library is not as important. So maybe he still want to play around the soft counters, which are Alexander might have Spell Pierce or Force Spike effects, but definitely not miscalculation since he used counterspell when he had 2 mana on Marat and has drawn land since.
Yeah. Is Shadow of Doubt played in Dual Commander? It looks pretty good with all the tutoring going around.
I've seen people play it.
Yeah, you can only play it in Tasigur though. Nearly.
Yeah,
blue-black.
You need blue-black, so there are not very many blue-black decks outside of Tasigur. I've seen it in Widwin, but Widwin is not as popular right now.
Alexander is getting ready to flashback this thing twice. The value.
I think most Tassigurists don't play it even, but some definitely do.
Yeah.
Like let's say Guillaume Wafotapa was playing Tassigur, he would definitely play Shadow of Doubt.
And he would play Think Twice as well.
But
you already play it usually?
Think Twice is a very good card in Tassigur, and you play it already.
So Laurie decides to go for the library, and Alexander draws is the Spell Pierce, is the Force Spike. Now it resolves, and Alexander is in a world of hurt.
Yep, that Sylvan Library could have been countered. That's why I said you could slower it, but it's also not the end of the world if it gets countered. And you only spend 2 mana on it, so
yeah. When you see Laurie's hand, it's just so much gas. There is Kikijiki. There he can replay Marath anytime. There is Grinson Zenith. He has a Skullclamp on the board. He could afford this library to be countered. He didn't care.
Yes, that's true, and it's good to force Alexander to react, so he doesn't have time to play his draw spell and get back into the game. And since he's on the back foot, he kind of has to tap out for Grunt Arbiter, and now Laurie can really punish him. I don't think he can do it quite yet, but at some point he might be able to
kill
just
him?
kill him when Alexander taps out for something to try to get back in the game.
Yeah, Grinson Zenith is only green creatures, and there are no green creatures who combo with Kikijiki.
Not yet. There is one in Magic Origins.
Oh, true! There is a Crisis, but you cannot play it in...
well, you cannot, but in Anima you will be able to Grinson Zenith for the...
So you will play it.
I assume you will play it, but the double colored mana cost is a pretty big downside in Animar.
Animar, yeah.
And you can always get Fona Shaman, which is a target that you get very often in DH with Crimson Zenith, that will allow you to get the creature to combo out anyway.
I see. Laurie is thinking about his next move. I see a Sun Petal Grove in his hand now. He just has a grip full of cards. He had 7 cards starting this turn. He is not the control player, but it surely feels like he's in control.
Yeah, for sure, and he even acts a bit like the control player in the game, because he's hitting this land drop, he's having more mana advantage, even though it's more about putting a threat and forcing Alexander to react. Like he is just taking care of Alexander and trying not having time to cast a draw spell or something like that. So now that Alexander is tapped out, he can safely play the Marath. There are only days that could get him, but he has an untapped forest, and first of all, he's gone already.
Yeah, this is the upside of playing EDH. Once you get forced once, you know it's not gonna go back.
Well, there is the shoal, the blue shoal.
The Disrupting Shoal.
Disrupting Troll and Pact of Negation, but I'm pretty sure Alexander doesn't play either of those.
Yeah, pass doesn't sound really awesome. So Marat is here with 6 counters. Remember,
So-
X cannot be 0.
There is a question in the chat: would Flicker Wisp or Restoration Angel combo with Kiki Jiki? Restoration Angel does combo with Kiki Jiki, and you play it in Marat usually, but Flicker Wisp doesn't because the card only goes back at the end of turn. So you make a token each time, but the copy gets sacrificed each time you make a new one, and it's over multiple turns, so it doesn't work.
So there's been an oost coming from Alexander. It's a bit slow, but it's a way to handle
The
Marat. I think Laurie decided to put him back in the command zone. He doesn't really care paying more mana in the long run.
Well, it's good to draw a 3 mana Marat. That's one good draw to have.
4 mana now.
Yeah, sure, but it would be a bit risky. No, I guess he has a Sylvan library, so
I mean, he already has 7 cards.
yeah, that's true.
I see Wasteland here, which could put the nail in Alexander's coffin.
Yes, that's would be good. Well, he has a Grunt Arbiter, so even on 4 lands he can cast most spells of his deck, but killing the Celestial Colonnade would be great, for sure.
Yeah, he can go just step by step, a crop rotation here.
Yes, you are burying by card advantage. You don't want to go too fast and run into spells you could play around, because you're not giving him much space to play his card advantage anyway. So, and if he does step out for those, then you can really punish him with what you have. So you don't want to run into what he could have in hand. But so I believe he has Thalia on the right of his hand.
He plays Thalia? Yeah, he plays mostly non-crucial
It's-
spell.
I think it's a Lightning Bolt,
Okay.
just close to Thalia, so Lightning Bolt would be very good to take care of the Arbiter right now.
Yeah.
Is it? What?
Or
So what is it
6.
casting? Acidic Slime, wow. Alright.
It's strong. And it can destroy land, right?
Yes, it does. Can destroy land. Okay, so that Venser is pretty good, and so Alexander won't get Central Life, but it. Okay, so Laurie still has a play and develops his mana, so he doesn't fall behind and try to. If he goes to playing one spell.
Oh, but there is a force spike from Alexander. Alexander
Well,
had a pretty nice turn here.
yes, that's a good turn for him to get back in the game. But that first spike on the it's fine for Laurie. It just wanted to either have the mana or trade it for 1 card, and even if it was a force spike, that was good enough.
Yeah, Alexander needs a way to refuel right now. He's so far behind in cards. He's not really far behind on board outside of the lands,
Yes, that's true.
but he's way behind on cards and he needs to find something. The extra time might do the
Pretty good.
trick.
Well, it's only +1 card, so he has to draw pretty good cards. But if he has some way to deal with a Skull Clone, for example, also like the thing is, if he taps out for what he has,
Does he play Armageddon?
I believe it does. Yes.
Armageddon and a land, just Armageddon might be decent here.
Well, you have to deal with the Sylvan library because the Sylvan
yeah.
library with will not be enough otherwise.
But
Like,
yeah,
especially if he has to place a land before the Armageddon, he doesn't have.
no, he has the Arbiter anyway, so
Yes.
he can go Arbiter, Armageddon, land, and
No, he only has 2 mana, so he has to start with the land.
it's 12 maybe.
It's 4.
It's 4.
Yeah, Armageddon costs 4 mana. Come on.
Okay. Indeed. So we have Dixie Time resolving, and will he get the Geddon? It's expensive.
Well, that's for the better. Like, you don't wanna. Well, there is also Ravages of War, but I believe Alexander only plays 1 of them, not because of the cost, but because you have ways to tutor it, and you just want 1 Geddon in the deck, so that when you have a stable board with a Grunt Arbiter on it, but might be low on cards, then
You can just say stop.
lock up the game with Armageddon, land, and
Something else.
yeah.
So Alexander did resolve his Dixie Time. He's now going for a compulsive research. So he's getting back in the card advantage game.
That is true, but Laurie can really punish him. How much mana does he have? 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, 9 if he has a land drop. So he could probably play is that Acidic Slime and another thing. So if he can destroy some lands and then get in the card advantage back, having the mana advantage will be great. Especially, well, it kinda needs to kill the Arbiter, but okay, so seems to have found what he wanted because he didn't take any damage, I believe.
Yeah, I think he got what he wanted.
Let's see, what do we have? One damage from the Saproling token. That can draw card, by the way, with the Skull Clamp that is on the battlefield for so long. Let's see, is that the Acidic Slime? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Actually 6, so it's likely to be the Acidic Slime. I believe I see a Domri Raid in Laurie's hand, so he can use it to fight the slime with the Arbiter. Alexander does have 1 mana up though, and he can play a lot of 2 mana counter spells thanks to the Arbiter. Okay, so the slime resolved and the Celestial Colonnade is dead.
Yeah, it finally got through thanks to the taxing effect of the Arbiter. Alexander is really slowing down Laurie, but he managed to resolve 2 draw spells, and he will try to get back in the card game.
Just drew 2 from clamping the Saproling.
It's true that
he has mana off camera on the right, and so he equips the slime, which makes it either he has or he just equipped it. So now Alexander can't really attack anymore. And,
it's a free one. So
on the next turn, if okay. So what's his Alexander plan? Does he want to go for the Geddon? That makes sense. Because he has the Flagstone of Stroker, so he can get 1 land.
Okay, so
but it is quite unlikely to work.
He has, if he has Geddon plus a way to handle the Caryatid, it might be in a very good spot.
Well, he cannot really attack to take advantage of this because of the slime and the clamp.
Yeah.
So if the game goes long, then Laurie will draw his land because he has the Sylvan Library, and he only needs to draw a couple elves to draw more cards with Skull Clamp and.
Yeah, but they will cost 2 mana, so
of course.
It's at least 2 turns before he can do anything, and Alexander will have time to draw cards and play his hands.
He has time to catch up, but I don't think he will have enough time to bury Laurie, and since Laurie is so far ahead on card advantage in card in hand, then maybe he's gonna win the mana war. Like despite being behind on card advantage all game, that Arbiter that survived makes him win the mana war. He was able to cast 2 spells at multiple times, and so casting Armageddon, floating 2 mana,
and he has a Flagstone of Tracker somewhere. Flagstone. The Flagstone will make him able to search for planes right now. Then he can still play a land. He can go to 4 mana. 4 mana is quite a lot.
2. Well, with
he still has 2 floating.
Oh yeah.
He has plane, can play a land. He can go to 4 mana.
Let's say he has a Jace, for example. That would
it's tapped, so 3 mana.
Yeah.
So he can play a Jace.
He can play a Jace if he has land plus Jace, but
Jace bans the slime.
Yes, that would be very good and probably game over.
Well, he has a Caryatid, he will play a land, so it will do something, but it will be really slow on Laurie's side.
Yes, because like the cat, well, that's a Jace.
Baby Jace.
Not as good, definitely not as good.
But it will allow him to build a board back and build a card back. I would say card quality back.
Yeah, Laurie still has lands, and so he's not stuck. and he will be able to kill the Jace unless Alexander wants him to draw 2 cards and trade the Venser for it. So either way, it's a good deal for Lowry. I don't know, like, it depends on, I don't know how many cards Alexander has left, but probably not many, like, even though he casted 2 card enchanted spell, the mystical tutor was card disadvantage as well, so it's probably have not many.
Yeah, it's pretty nice though that Alexander was able to claw his way back in the game. He was very far behind 2 or 3 turns ago, and with Dig Through Time into Compel Silver Church, he managed to kind of claw back.
The Armageddon was a great plan. And okay, so we have
Zenith for 0. Yeah, it gets the Dryad.
Okay, yeah, Lowry is definitely winning on the card advantage, and he might lose on the mana side at this point, so that's why he wants to get the Dryad Arbor right now, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
There's a reason why this card is banned in Modern.
Lowry is at
It's
20.
just adds so much consistency to your deck.
Yes, Lowry is at 20, but he has a Sylvan Caryatid and Acidic Slime that will be able to block in later turns, even if he attacks this turn. So, whoa, no attack. I'm surprised.
Yeah, indeed. He lets Alexander gets another card from Jace. I guess you want to protect his life total at some point. Maybe he's a bit scared about that.
Yes, but now, like, he is also pretty weak to a Wrath effect. Like, let's say he's go Land Wrath. Then, I don't know, well...
It looks a bit dangerous.
Still, maybe, like, even with Sophulon, with the Sylvan Library, if he can manage to get land drops, he still has multiple lands in hand.
He has Sylvan Library, he has Skull Camp. He will never miss a land drop, I think. He will see so many cards each turn.
Well, you can always, and it's becoming very awkward. But he still has a Wasteland, which he just played, but I don't believe that I see another land in his hand.
Might be problematic. He decides to tax Alexander himself.
Yeah, I believe you want to attack the Jace. Like, the trade is good for you, and you don't want to even have the boss player drawing cards is not good. Sakura is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's ramp. Here, so Lowry is going ramp as much as he can to not lose the mana war. Alexander goes +2 on Baby Jace to get cards back. He doesn't really care if Lowry draws. Lowry already has so many cards that it's not the problem for him.
Exactly, like Lowry is winning on card advantage. Giving him 1 extra card is not going to matter. But the +1 card on Alexander's side is great because he really needs the. I believe he has 2 cards left in hand.
Yes.
It's a Tundra and I don't know what's the other one.
At least he's still hitting land drops, and he has a top with a fetch, so he will get a great deal of selection for the next turn.
Yes, I actually believe the Lowry didn't want to wasteland on the previous turn. Like, I believe the colorless one is more important on his side than on Alexander, but it was still a fine exchange.
So here we go. Lowry has a Temple Garden in hand, I think. So he will hit his land drops. I think though Alexander lost the Tundra. No, he lost the Hallowed Fontaine.
Yes, it's the Tundra.
He lost.
No, he has a Tundra in hand.
Okay, he has a Tundra in hand. He lost Hallowed Fontaine. He lost Colonnade. So he cannot search for a Tundra, but he can go for a plane.
Yeah, he has many basics. Target for the fetches won't be a problem. Like, even in 3-color decks, you usually have some basic +3 Shocklands, +3
balance.
So it's usually not a problem. It happens sometimes, but it's very rare.
It's getting pretty dark here.
Yep.
If we could have the camera on us, you would be laughing very hard. We're completely in the dark in another room.
Okay.
Dumber Raid, costing 4 mana.
Would be very good if it resolved. Does it resolve?
Yeah, the fight mode is actually awesome here, I think.
Yeah, I believe Grunt Arbeit has only been cast once.
Yeah, but it still goes up. No, it has been cast once.
Yeah, but if he going
6 mana is never gonna get cast again this game.
Well, it can be, but it's still going to be tough and will be punished by Lowry with a very big deal if Does he has the mana dice or what is he doing? Oh,
He's going for the top.
okay, so that's good for Lori because there are a few cards that will work, and yeah, the Dominant Raid resolves. That's great.
Yeah, the teenager planeswalker. The arbiter dies. The slime too, but Lori draws 2, so I guess he's gonna be fine with this.
Dominant will probably die on the backswing unless he plays like an elf and chump, but it's fine. He did a job. Like, just the fight was what he wanted. Like, he has so many cards in hand. He doesn't really want a card advantage. It's more here to not lose the mana, and killing that Grand Arbiter was a huge step ahead.
Yeah, because Alexander will, if he had Grand Arbiter, he could just play way faster than without it. It just helps him so much resolve spell and play multiple spells a turn. So we had the top. We had a fetch before the top, which I think which was very interesting. It's because he needed to keep the blue mana up, right?
Yeah, he didn't have the turn right in his deck, so I believe he wanted to find Force Spike.
Or Spell Pierce. He
Yes,
had
yes.
more blue cards.
Yeah, that's why he fetched first.
And yes, but it was annoying for him. Having to fetch before activating the top is something you never want to do.
Yeah, that is true.
But you don't have a choice.
But I think he did the right play.
So another top hit.
He fetched again to try to find something else.
Yeah, Baby Jace.
Draws a card. Pass the
And
turn.
go. Not a very good sight.
So Village Beringer in hand. So if he still has that Kiki Jiki,
He never played it, so...
Yeah, are you sure he has it in hand?
Yeah, he has it in the starting hand.
Okay.
The triple red, though, is going to be a bit challenging
Well,
after
he
that.
only needs one more, and he's going Finland, so he can really punish Alexander at any point with the Instep, Bellringer, and Kiki Jiki combo.
It looks like Alexander is pretty soft at the moment with permission. He doesn't have much. What is this?
Lotus Cobra,
The GP.
yeah, the GP Lotus Cobra, the sweet Lotus Cobra.
So many alternate arts. The Japanese one. Sweet Japanese with Lotus.
Pretty sweet Cobra.
The Nielsen Cobra. Didn't know it was her artwork. So we have a Cobra. We have a Thalia. There is no Arbiter anymore, so Lori can go really wide with the mana.
Talia does hurt Alexander way more than Lori, so Lori is in a great spot. Like, even some kind of Wrath effects is not that far behind with so many cards in hand. And
Thalia, who will be the next WMCQ promo. The promo is gorgeous, by the way.
yeah, it's nice. I still like the old one better.
Yeah, the pose in the old one is just so good.
Yeah, it's just that art is great.
And that's the end of turn for Lori, but Alexander is in a pinch here. He has a Jace, he's drawing tons of cards, like Jace Beleren did help a lot, and Supreme Verdict here stifles a lot of Lori's progress in the last few minutes.
Yeah, it's still very far ahead.
Oh, but the Dread Arbor dies too. I mean, putting Lori back
but
to...
he draws 2 cards from the Skull Clamp that was equipped on I don't know what. Caryatid maybe?
Yeah, I guess a Caryatid. It's the only thing that wouldn't die.
It isn't. Oh, I see a Primeval Titan, I believe. Well, that's not going to be for this one, but a Resolve Primeval Titan will be game over very fast in that spot where Lori is just trying to get ahead on mana.
Alexander can go Snapcaster Armageddon.
That is true.
I don't know if he has any lands left after this, though.
Well, like just a Snapcaster Armageddon might be good enough. Lori is at 11. So if he...
Oh, true, there was a Snapcaster afterwards.
Yes.
You take 2, you take 2, you take 2.
It depends what Lori has on board. What he can play this turn, it's very important.
Yeah.
But if he can play anything that breaks the Snapcaster, then Alexander will be in a tough spot. And he needs to have the Snapcaster, which is not a given, you only have one.
Oh, Gary Quasmaker is not what Alexander wanted to see here.
Well, if you go Snapcaster Armageddon and it doesn't have any land, it doesn't have any untapped lands. But you're just gonna die to 3 trees.
Yeah, it's not like he has tons of answers to this. The good old 4-mana Garruk, he's a very strong planeswalker.
Yes.
The original Garruk.
Okay, so...
And he played an elf, random elf, Avacyn Pilgrim, right?
Yes, that's the one. That's some promo, FNM I believe.
Yeah, FNM Avacyn Pilgrim. We can see the Avacyn symbol on the top left of the card.
Yeah, that's right.
Alexander, looking at so many cards with Sensei's Mining Top. Little activation, Jace +2, we can both draw a card. Alexander has a grip full of hand now.
Well, yeah, but that's...
And Council Judgment can take care of the Garruk, and he has Tectonic Edge to destroy land, because Lowry has been missing a land drop here.
Oh, that's right.
He's getting back
Yes,
step by step.
No red mana for that Kiki Jiki.
Yeah, he's clawing tooth and nail to this game. It's incredible how Alexander is still in this game. Every single turn we're like, it's pretty much dead. And he comes back, he finds a way.
I see 2 lands, maybe 3 lands in top of Lori's
library. Okay.
Well, so, he will have to fetch, so the other 2 away. No, he has lands then. I don't think he missed a land drop last turn. He has 2 more lands in hand.
Okay.
So yeah, well, even though I believe that Jace should be dead since long ago.
Yes, so Jace is really the thing that is keeping Alexander in the game.
On the other hand, like, I know why he had the Domri Raid in hand for a long time. So he might wanted to keep the slime because of it. I don't know, that was not an easy decision, but it's working out for him.
Somebody is asking how many time is left in the round. It's untimed round.
Is it? I know the quarterfinals were not.
Okay, 75 minutes then?
I don't know, I have to ask the head judge.
Well, I think they still have a lot of time.
So in the quarterfinals, Lori against another Grand Arbiter player, and wow, he could kill the Jace and didn't. That's okay.
So what did he go for? He went, oh yeah, Xenagos +1.
And cast Prime Mage, but...
Prime Mage. Yeah,
I like killing the
Jace.
Yeah.
This Jace has been sticking on the table for a very long time.
It usually doesn't stay very long against Marat, but hey, he's doing his job, huh?
Yes. So the Jace is here to stay. Alexander has 7 cards now.
Yeah.
Does he play Planar Cleansing?
Sorry?
Does he play Planar Cleansing? He needs
no.
an effect of this type right now.
Yes, but he doesn't play that kind, because you have to, you have to play Oblivion Rings to have answer to permanent, so you cannot play
Planar Cleansing. There is a 7-mana Wrath in that kills Penfrockland creatures.
It's Fated Retribution, but
okay. And, okay, he takes a Primate to be able to kill the library, I guess.
Either that or the Skull Clump, both way, like, it's not that great.
Yes, Skull Clump. Yeah, Skull Clump is a decent target.
I believe Jace should die this turn. With
the Gilded Drake here has nothing else to do. I would be very surprised if Flurry doesn't kill the Jace with the Gilded Drake.
Okay. So, what do we have in Lori's hand? He has a few lands. The Village Bellringer still.
I will show a few more cards. I've been slacking on the side for a few minutes. So the Gilded Drake here exchanged control with the Quasali Primage, which I'll show in a second. And Lowry is fighting his way through Alexander's disruption.
See, Sword of Fire and Ice. Wow, that's great. Okay, maybe the Jace is not going to die.
Not from direct attacks. It can just attack for 2 damage, kills the Jace.
Yes, but do you want to kill the Jace or the Prime Mage while he's tapped out?
True. I think killing the Jace is good.
If he didn't kill the Jace earlier, I believe he will kill the Prime Mage, and I think I would kill the Prime Mage as well.
I see.
Like, yeah, so 1 card, but it's 1 card either way. Like, the Prime Mage is not really 1 card as a 2/2. And the effect to kill one of your artifacts, especially since you have the sword, then you really want to keep the sword, so you have to kill the Prime Mage.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the Swarno also makes a difference. Alexander is under a pretty big clock. gave Laurie a gilded drake. He might be regretting it very soon.
Yeah, that sort of fire and ice is going to kill him very fast.
Yeah, every time I've seen people give a gilded drake this weekend, they've been killed by it.
Yes, well,
It's really dangerous.
It is more dangerous than people give it credit for, and the card is definitely overplayed. I've seen some Grand Battle player use it to steal a Llanowar elf as the mana advantage. But sure,
Is it actually for free?
Yeah, still. It's usually pretty hard. Like, just a Gilded Drake on its own is usually not enough because of the stored life, but if you add any threat to it, it goes very fast.
Yeah, and with the sword, speaking of going fast, the sword is gonna close the game in a few short sweeps. I'm pretty sure Alexander is way under 21 life points. I think he's at 16. I think
oh yes, right, with the
the Gilded Drake attacks.
Yeah, the Gilded Drake just attack.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the life points. We are handling it there.
So what do we have here?
An Earthpath. It can kill the Gilded Drake, I guess. It's a bit ugly, but
yeah, or you can make tokens and sure. So I guess Jace will survive one more turn because now the Gilded Drake has to kill Earthpath. That Jace,
unkillable Jace, the immortal Jace.
Let's see. What do we have here? I can't really see. Drew one card. I believe it is a Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah, it looks like the promo Scavenging Ooze. Pretty ugly.
Yeah, I like well, they're both pretty ugly, but I like
the original one looks. I'm not gonna say it on stream, but it looks like something funnier.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't know.
So
okay, so
I will go check up on the life total.
Let's see. So the Elspeth is definitely dying this time. You can't let him attack with Elspeth. That's one way Alexander could be back into the game. Let's see. You still have the Village Beringer stuck in hand under Kiki for so many turns. You really need to get some red mana, and you can actually it doesn't get that much mana. It costs 8 mana to cast both on the same turn, but with if you have one elf, then the Village Beringer can cost 2 only. Wow! Did he not attack the Elspeth? Okay. He did not attack the Elspeth and dealt 2 damage to the one of the soldier tokens. So even the Jay is not dead.
To death.
Sure.
He's ballsy.
Yeah, definitely. Scavenging Ooze.
So, yeah, Laurie went to 6. I don't really know how. I think he paid life on the Silent Library and used the fetch, something like that.
Maybe, yes.
I just went to check out on the life points. And Laurie is going for the aggressive route.
Yes, he wants. Well, if Alexander doesn't have an answer to the Drake, he's gonna die pretty fast. Laurie's on 6 though, because of all the life. But he has the graveyard is full and he has Scavenging Ooze, so he can gain some life.
Yeah, I guess Laurie is just or he can kill the
Oh, okay. So Xena goes back. Oh wow! He's going to do some crazy stuff this turn. He can cast Kiki, I believe, with the +1 that will have cost a lot of red mana. Maybe he could have gone for the combo this turn if he has a Kiki in hand.
Some people said he discarded it earlier.
Oh.
Or maybe too many cards in hand. I don't know.
That's possible, I guess. Well, it seems to be.
Yeah, it's in the graveyard, definitely.
Okay, yeah. So he's going to gain a ton of life. So the kind of aggro plan with Elspeth token is not going to work.
Yeah, I think that's why Laurie went for the soldiers. I guess he feels like the way he loses is to the Elspeth tokens.
Well, if you don't kill the Elspeth, you're gonna have 3 more tokens on the next turn. So I guess you just really wanted to draw a card, but I don't think you want to do that. I don't know, like, it wasn't... It's still in a great spot, no matter what, but... Well, let's say Alexander has a Ras now. What if he has another Ras?
Yeah, Skullcamp is not on the reclamation stage. They're close to one another, but the reclamation stage would be in the graveyard if it had the Skullcamp on its back, so they're close to each other but not equipped. If Alexander goes for the Wrath, there still is a Xenagus on the other side, but it don't really matter when you can plus Elspeth.
Yeah, that's true. Like, a Ras is actually very, very good for Alexander, and I would even say that he's ahead if he's able to make a Ras, because if you don't have any bot presence to begin with, you don't have many ways to deal with Elspeth in Marat's list. Like, there is Council's Judgment, but
He already used it.
well, he used it on the previous game. I don't know if he did use it.
It was so
on that
long,
one.
I forgot. The game,
I
this
don't
game,
think it did, but you cannot tutor for it, and he is likely to have only one way to deal with it directly.
Mhm. So this game is pretty wild, and Alexander Scoops, I guess he didn't find a solution. So we have our semi-finalist. It will be Laurie Risbeck. The other semi-final is still going.
Okay.
It is. So it was just a 2-0. Imagine if there was a third game.
Yeah, well, Laurie also played against the same matchup in the quarterfinals, and when he won, they went to 3 games, and when he won, the extra turn had just been called with an extra, like, I don't know if it was 70 or 75 minutes, but he won on the second of extra turn.
Okay, so it was pretty long.
Yep.
It's grindy. So could you go fetch Laurie for me and
I
see
will.
if anything else is happening?
I will.
And turn on the light by moving there. To the right, to the right. Yeah, it's motion light. A bit more. Yeah, we have light. Now I can show my face. We're completely in the dark, casting for a whole hour, but we're still not asleep. We've been up only for 15 hours. Sounds decent coming from Paris. I hope you're having a good time with us, because we will be moving on to the finals, and the finals will be a control mirror. On the other side of the bracket, it's a Tassiger against, I think, another Grand Arbiter. So it will be long. No, it might be something else. It might be something else than Grand Arbiter. On the other side, I know there is a Tassiger, so it will be Grand Arbiter control against something, and it will. It's Yisan against Tassiger, so it will be either Yisan, where the game could go maybe a bit fast, maybe we could, maybe it won't be a big control mirror, or we will have Tassiger against Grand Arbiter, and we're here for 3 other hours. I don't care, it's awesome either way. Yeah.
Il y a un problème d'arbitrage apparemment sur l'autre demi-finale.
Yeah.
Elle n'est pas finie encore. Ils sont à 24-25 PL, ils sont en train d'attendre. Il y a un mail.
Game 3.
Hein? Game 3, ouais.
So they are in the third game for the other semifinals, and it looks like there has been a judge call, which is still ongoing. So we're waiting for the results. I guess Laurie is gonna come and talk a little bit. Can you go get Laurie for us? The other semifinalist who won, the Marat player, Marat, le joueur de maths.
Ouais.
Tu peux le chercher, lui dire de venir?
Ouais.
Merci. So I'll be waiting for Laurie, like I've been waiting for Godot. And indeed, those of you who are saying winning a tournament like this has got to be tiring, definitely. Even with the bye, it's 10 rounds to play, tons of them to win. So we have Laurie coming. Can you speak English?
Little.
It's way better than the other ones. So, you just won your semifinals 2-0, very fast game. So, you're playing Mirage. How do you feel his matchup against Grand Arbiter?
It's difficult.
Go closer, yeah.
Sorry. It's a difficult matchup, but sorry.
Well, do you not speak in French?
Ouais, I
Vas-y.
prefer speak French because
I'll
my English is
translate.
poor.
No problem.
Ok. J'ai quelques cartes qui peuvent faire la différence entre
Mhm.
contrôle, comme Gadok, Talia.
Mhm.
Donc j'essaie de m'orienter sur ces cartes-là si je peux, mais là en l'occurrence c'était difficile. J'ai tenté, je me suis dit ça passe ou ça casse des fois à plusieurs reprises.
Mhm.
Ça a marché, heureusement. Et j'ai essayé de faire du CA au maximum sans trop épuiser ma main.
Mhm.
Donc, bon, après, il avait peut-être pas une super sortie, j'ai peut-être eu un peu de chance.
Il a réussi à rester dans la game déjà assez longtemps par rapport au début de game.
Ouais.
So yeah, there are a few, not many cards in Marad that actually really interact well with controls. There is Salia, Gadok Tig, and Laurie didn't see those cards, so he was trying to get card advantage without exhausting all his resources, keeping a full hand, not committing too much to the board. And yeah, on the other hand, Alexander maybe didn't have the best start, even though he could stay in the game, he could clinch somewhere. He wasn't really ahead at any point. He was in the game, but not really winning. Ouais. Pourquoi tu joues Marat? Alors, est-ce que tu penses que c'est vraiment bien en ce moment? Tu joues depuis longtemps?
En fait, j'ai été le premier à le jouer au premier Baume de Paris.
Ok.
Il y a 3 ans, peut-être 2-3 ans. Et
2013, donc c'est pas plus de 2 ans.
2013,
Vu que c'est
ouais,
Commander
c'est
2013, d'accord.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Ça fait qu'un an et demi
Elle
qu'il
venait de
existe.
sortir
Ok.
et je l'ai testé parce que j'adorais les couleurs,
Mhm.
Naya. Et écoute, à ce moment-là, j'ai fait mon premier top 8.
Ok.
Donc ça m'a bien marqué. Je l'ai laissé tomber à la suite pour tester d'autres archétypes.
Mhm.
Et puis là, j'avais rien d'autre à jouer. Je me suis dit, allez,
On recommence.
On va recommencer. Puis
À
ça
l'ancienne.
m'a réussi bien.
Okay, so yeah, I asked him why Marath, why this deck. So he started playing it as soon as it was released. He played it at the Bazaar of Moxen side event,
Yeah.
and main event. It was one of the main events, I guess.
It's
Just a small, yeah.
not the principal.
Okay, so a commander tournament at the Bazaar of Moxen, and he made top 8 with the Marath deck. It was just after it was released, so it was all new, and he stopped playing it a little bit. And for this tournament, he was not really sure what he wanted to play, and he said, "I can run Marath back. It feels good. It should be a good deck." And yeah, it paid off.
Yeah.
So on the other side of the bracket, it's Isan against Tassigure. Who do you want to face, and what do you think of the matchups? Faut pas en français, mais
Ok. J'ai battu Benjamin Jean tout à l'heure qui jouait.
Isan, non
Isan.
Ouais, tu peux bouger. C'est le plus vers l'entrée.
Ok.
Nickel.
Voilà. Et donc c'était vraiment difficile. J'arrive à l'arracher en gagnant 2-1.
Mhm.
J'ai vu le deck, je le trouve monstrueux. Il est vraiment très fort. Mais j'aimerais bien affronter Tassigure pour varier en fait. Voilà.
D'accord.
Donc on va voir.
So he already played against the Isan player in the round. It was really close, a 2-1 victory, but it didn't feel like it was a mismatchup or anything. It was like you win sometimes, and it's not like there's a huge difference. But he would prefer to play against Tassigure in the finals because you didn't play against Tassigure or not against this player yet,
Yeah.
and you would like to change a little bit the matchups. Bah, bonne chance pour la finale. Good
Thank
luck.
you very much.
And we will be back very soon for the finals. The other semi-finals are still going.
Ok. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
So, I think we'll take a small break. I need to get something to eat, something to drink. I just ate 2 crêpes au Nutella today and a sandwich. I'm pretty hungry. So we'll take a 5 to 10 minute breaks, I think. I don't think it will be much more than 10 minutes. I will keep you updated either on the chat or vocally on the stream. We will show a small waiting screen with some advertising, and we'll be back in a short time. See you very soon. Hi everybody. The other semifinals is still going. It has been a very long match between Tassigura and Isan, and there has been a very long judge call. So we're really sorry. But since they already started game 3 when the other semifinals ended, we couldn't bring them to the coverage table. And at the moment, we're just waiting for their run to end. So as soon as it finishes, we are coming back with the stream. We're still here. We're still thinking about you. And that's pretty much it. So I'll be around in the chat if there is any question. And the finals will begin momentarily. Okay. Everybody, stay here. Don't leave. The semifinals just finished. Tasigur versus Isan ended with a win from Isan. So the grand finals will be Maras versus Isan, Green Creatures Mirror. It will likely be very interesting, and it will not start right now because the semifinalists will just play for an hour and a half, want to take a short break, eat something before playing. So we are taking like 5 to 10 minutes for him to eat, for him to drink something, and then we will move on with the finals. So sorry once again for all the wait. We cannot put the videos of the previous round during the intermission because of our very poor internet connection. I really thank you for bearing with us all this day. We will finally advance to the finals of this tournament. Thanks a lot, and see you in a few minutes. The suspense is palpable. We're close to the finals. The players are sitting right as I'm talking. They're getting ready. The table is set. The players are ready. Well, not yet. They're getting seated. They're preparing their decks. They will be shuffling. But we will be moving on to the finals in a matter of seconds. We will have Laurie. What's his name already?
Laurie Risbeck.
Laurie Risbeck playing Marath against the Eastern player Florian, right?
Yeah, Florian.
Florian Chaminade. So our final will be Marath against Florian. I'm here, Tolki, still covering with Julien Liserg. So we're bringing you the finals of the Demonic Tournament Commander number 5. The winner will win a black bordered Underground Sea. Second will get Foil Liliana and Japanese Ravages of War. Pretty decent prizes.
Yeah,
I like that. And let's see where they are at.
Okay, so stream is not completely up to date.
It is. It's okay. Well, we are updating the names and the archetypes as we are progressing. At least we don't have to change the right side.
Yep.
He's not moving. He's still there for the finals. And on the left, it will be Isan, the Wanderer Bard. So Isan, a very good tutor engine. We interviewed Mundas this morning, and he told us he wasn't even planning on playing this deck. He wanted to play something else, but he lent his deck, it was CDC, to a friend of his.
Yes, I believe.
And in the end, he just was like, okay, well, I'll play Isan, that's the only deck I have. And he's here in the finals now, playing for the win, for the title. It's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, definitely is. Well, but he's got quite of a challenge. Marat is a very bad matchup for him. You can still win, but you have to be very fast. The ability to kill all the mana dorks with Marat when both players are relying on those to win is great. However, the Marat deck can be a bit clunky, and Yizan can have explosive draws, so if Mundas has a very fast draw, he can just be faster, and Marat will be too slow when he comes down, and you can win this way.
Yeah, we've seen that Isan can get pretty crazy draws.
Yes, and he will punish Marat for a bad draw on Marat's side, definitely, even though it is a bad matchup and Marat is a very tough card to beat.
Okay, so Laurie will be on the play.
Yes, that's right.
For the first game, so he will have this advantage. It's pretty important, I think, in a Mana Dorks mirror, they both play.
Yeah, exactly.
Mana guys.
Especially since Mundas needs to be faster, like being on the draw doesn't help.
Yeah, like even if he goes turn 2 east, and Laurie can already have a few things going on for him. And Laurie has a ton of answers. We saw Council's Judgment, we saw Swords the Plusher. He has tons of interaction.
Just Marat himself, and he has multiple ways to give him Death Touch, so he doesn't have to spend 3 counters on killing Yisan. So
I see.
That's just very good. And yeah, so they're shuffling up.
Yeah, they're getting ready for the big finals. The culminating moment of this tournament.
Well, that's not
it's a high point.
Well, it is pretty exciting, but it's getting pretty late as well, and it's hard to be as excited as this morning,
we've been commentating for 12 hours now, a bit more.
That's fine.
We've been up for 15. Everything's fine. I don't see what's wrong. We are fresh as we were in the morning. I might have drunk about 1 liter of coffee today. Maybe more. And the players have drawn their 7 cards. They will be taking their mulligan decisions. Here we go. Yisan versus Marath. So no blue in the finals. It's actually pretty interesting. I didn't expect 0 blue in the final.
Well, blue used to be the very dominant color in Dutch for quite a while, but recently, like since 1 year and a half ago, with pretty much the the arrival of Marat and several other generals afterwards, Blue definitely got a step down, and you have multiple non-blue generals that are still played a lot and very good. So it was not a favorite to happen, but it's not that unlikely that we have no blue in the finals. And,
I see. So we had a treetop village and one from Lowry, followed up by a Taiga. Looks like Mundus just went with a basic forest and no ramp for his Isan, which is pretty big actually.
Yes, Mundus being on the draw, no accelerant turn 1 and Lowry as having 1 turn 2 is we can say that Lowry is pretty far ahead already. Like,
Well, they both had exactly the same start. I mean,
yes,
turn 1 nothing,
but
turn 2 ramp.
if Lowry's deck is way more powerful than Mundus' deck,
Yeah,
he just has to be faster, and he isn't. He doesn't. If he has the same start on the draw, then it's actually slower, and Lowry will be able to get Maras online before Mundus even have Yizan on the board, which is a pretty good advantage because it means he just cannot untap with Yizan, because if he plays it, he will die instantly.
It's true, but yeah, Lowry just plays more individually powerful cards. Just there are better cards in themselves.
Yes,
and
yes,
over the long run, he will get more advantage than Mundus.
Yeah, and his general is just deal with Mundus' whole deck so well, and yeah, Mundus has no real way to beat it. Like, he has Furation Revoker, but since you have Marat who can kill everything, then Lowry's actual removal will not be taxed by Mundus' creature, so it will be very easy to remove, especially since it's an artifact, so you have all the artifact destructions
Disenchant
that work.
effects, Reclamation Sage works.
Yeah, so you have all the tutor creatures that can get Reclamation Sage that will kill it. So it is very, very fragile and unlikely to work.
Yeah. So Maras is online with already 1 leftover mana to maybe make 1/1 end of turn.
Yeah, or like kill Llanowar Elves that would have been played.
It's true, like Mundus doesn't have the right to play 1 toughness creature here. It's just useless.
Yeah.
No raw fellows.
You can't really like. Sometimes you can to force the Marat player to use his mana, and if you can do something else at the same time, but that's not the case here.
So we have a Tangle Wire and a Skull Clamp this turn. Skull Clamp is one of the raw power card that Mundus has in his deck. It can be pretty good, but with the Maras pinging
Yes.
every X1s.
But it's got advantage on chain, but you're not going to beat Marat if the game goes long, even with the card advantage. Marat will stop you from drawing cards by killing your creature in response. The Tangled Wire is good, but with Marat making tokens, it's not actually that annoying for Lowry. Even though Mundus having, him being the controller of the Tangled Wire plus having a Skull Clamp will not have very permanent. He will tap a total of 1.
Yeah, we'll tap Tangle Wire and like the forest, and that's it.
Well, yeah, Tangled Wire, the Skull Clamp, and a forest.
Yeah.
So in total, it will tap one
One
permanent that
real
matters.
permanent. So yeah, he still did slow down Lowry's quite a little bit.
Yeah, but he has to take advantage of it, and it's very hard even with just a marathon 2 counters. Like, what does Lowry has in hand? I see multiple lands, I think.
Yeah, the hardest part here will be to actually get value out of the Skull Clamp. Ooh,
That's
Winter Orb
interesting.
plus plus Tangle Wire.
That's very interesting. The thing is, he's not threatening anything in the same time, so Lowry will have time to get back. But Winter Orb is definitely a card that Lowry will play through way more easily than... Mundus will play through a Winter Orb way more easily than Lowry, especially since Lowry doesn't have any mana dork.
Yeah, and better, Mundus has a few ways to untap during his opponent's turn, which completely pays around Winter Orb, like Seedborn Muse and anything. If next turn he can play Seedborn Muse. If he plays it, Winter Orb has no effect on him, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I think Mundus forgot to his Tangled Warrior tree. Oh,
No, there are 2 lands that are tapped. It should be, I guess, a
okay,
token.
I believe it was attacking, but sure. No, okay, so we're just resolving it.
Yeah.
So crop rotation.
So token and 2 lands tapped for Lori. He's
Yes, Kelplusen Forest and Stomping Ground in end. I believe crop rotation.
So Lori will have to fight through the Winter Orb Disruption. He has quite a lot of mana creatures, and Mundus can just tap Skull Clamp and Tangle Warrior here. The Tangle Warrior has no effect on him anymore, so that's good.
Mundus has a Sylvan Primordial in hand.
Pretty big mana card.
So Yizan is being played. Matt only has 2 counters on it, so he cannot just kill it. He has to do something about it, and that actually is pretty good for Mundus because with that much mana you can usually kill Marat and recast it, so you can kill
Something else?
Yizan on the following turn. But here, if you want to tap your mana, you're never gonna untap it. But he has crop rotation, which will probably get Cradle, that gets around Winter Orb quite well.
Yeah, if you can untap only 1 land a turn, it's better if this man produces a ton of mana.
Yep.
So he will get 2 mana here. Maybe you can make a few 1/1s to have more mana on the next turn. You can go up to 5 mana. Maybe recast Marath, untap.
Yeah. Maybe he's a bit short. I don't know. Like
No, he can make 2 creatures on
So
Eastern.
tap-
Oh, there's just Tangle Warrior,
yes,
but you can tap the 1/1s.
Yeah, you can tap the Tangled Warrior doesn't do anything anymore. Like it will save Mundus a few life points, but that's it. So if he makes 2 creatures, then Cradle makes 3 mana. He untaps the Cradle. So yeah, he can recast Marat on the following turn. But the thing is, it will be tapped out if he does that. So yeah, that's good, I guess. I hope for Lori that he has a removal spell for the Yisan, like an actual removal spell. That would be pretty good.
Yeah. So the fact that he did a token a few turns earlier really came back to bite him, because I think he would really like the Maras to have 3 counters right now.
Yes, indeed.
It would be a big difference if we could just kill Yisan and then try to play Marath again, maybe later. Here he doesn't have this luxury. He needs to have the removal in hand.
Paying 2 life to have the Stomping Ground untapped.
So he has 1, 2, 3, 4,
He has 5 mana.
5 mana. What will it be? It's a Flame Tongue Kavu. Good old limited all-star.
Well, constructed all-star
Yeah,
as well.
true. The original 2-for-1 that impacts the board. So
And
good.
Shift, yeah, so good.
He has a new artwork. Let's show it.
No, sure.
He
I guess
play-
that's the one he plays.
That's the one he plays. Like
That's,
the original is very good too.
Alright, so
If there is
Yeah,
one format
so-
where you talk about artworks, it's Commander. It's part of the game.
Definitely is.
The good old
So-
Flame Tongue Kavu.
Lori had the removal spell for the Yizan and did not get punished. And now Mundus will have trouble casting his Yizan again. He will take a couple of turns to do it, so Lori will have time to get through the Winter Orb and have enough mana to actually replay Marat, and this time he should be able to kill it with Marat.
Yeah. So Mundus plays the 4 damage land. I forgot
Yes,
his name.
the Mouth of Ronom.
Okay. So the Mouth of Ram can be pretty annoying, I guess.
Well,
But-
not free on this board. Like, it is very useful at killing something like Linvala, which
Mhm.
is extremely good against Yisan. Well, the whole deck. But I'm not sure if Lori plays it or not. It's a common card in Arad, but not everyone plays it because the decks like elf type deck are already good matchup, so you might not need it. So here we see a Devoted Druid.
So it can make 2 mana if he wants next turn.
Yes, he needs 2
Sacrificing
counters to kill with Marat, so if you, it is a real cost for Lori to kill it, because he really wants to make tokens, so yeah, he has mana with Cradle. That's interesting.
So only one control left on the Tangle Warrior. The Tangle Warrior really allowed Mundus to develop his board while Lori was slowed down, but the fact that he had the Kavru for Yesan really put a big damper in Mundus' plan. He just wanted to go search for 1-drop. Maybe Lori would have killed it with Marat, but he can just go up.
That's interesting. Lori did not choose to untap the Cradle. I wonder if he had something in particular to cast this turn.
Maybe he needs a colored mana. He didn't have any red mana starting this turn.
That's right. And attacking for 6 actually, so it is a pretty big threat with the game being slowed down that much because of Winter Orb.
The beatdown is real.
It definitely is.
Mundus did put Skullclamp on his Devoted Druid, so he can make a mana and draw 2. Pretty good.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice the skill clamp. Yes, of course.
Yes,
he can do that, and that would be pretty good.
It depends what he's searching. At the moment, I guess he's searching for a way to develop his mana without getting wrecked too much by Amarath.
Yes, like the threat of Lori actually killing him with just the 4-2 and the 2-2 is very real, and even though it won't be super hard to stop, he has to do something about it, which will slow him down even more. Alright, so Fierce Empath. Getting Primeval Titan. Can Mundus cast the Primeval Titan on the next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can. He even has 7 mana if he wants to. If he has a land to play, like 2 mana, 2 lands on tap, 1 untap from the Winter Orb. Caryatid, Devoted Druid, 2 mana.
So next turn he can go.
Well, actually, he needs an untap land because of the Skull Clump on Devoted Druid.
Yeah, he can only use it once.
Yes, he will draw 2 cards, so there is a good chance he hits a land anyway, but yep.
Yeah, and Primeval Titan is not so good when you play Winter Orb. When you have Winter Orb, it's not very useful to get 2 more lands.
Alright, so Mundus decided to tap one of his forests to put Clump on the Empath right now. Yeah, that Winter Orb is doing hell of a job. Like,
but it's also stifling Mundus' attempt at doing big things.
It's really helping him because Lori needs his mana way more. Like, okay,
we have
end of turn Eladamri Skull. So I would say getting a Reclamation Sage, but that might be a bit a turn too late. Like if you, Reclamation Sage.
Yeah, and if you go Reclamation Sage on the Winter Orb, Mundus gets it first, and he can resolve the Primeval Titan, gets everything.
The Primeval Titan will resolve anyway.
Yeah. Well, he has mana now.
He still needs to have a land, but
no, he can make 2 mana with the Druid.
But it tapped a mana, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 5 mana if he doesn't have a land drop. But still, it's pretty likely, and that it happens. So you're not you want to kill the Winter Orb that's stifling your mana development way more than Mundust.
Yeah, Lori can do way bigger things than Mundust if the game goes long.
Yes, so you need to have some way to deal with the Titan, because otherwise just the 6-inch trample could be a problem. But I'm not sure Mundust has actually that many great lands to get. Well, he has Wasteland to take care of the Cradle, which is going to be pretty huge. His own Cradle, but that's only mana. He doesn't have something like Dark Depths and Thespian Stage. So since the mana advantage is pretty big, but if you're doing more powerful things than Moon does, then you can beat through it, definitely. Even if after 2 Titans attack, you definitely can still win on Lori's side. But you will have to deal with the 60 trample at some point. So what do Lori have in hand? Like, there is one thing is the game slowed down a lot, and it gives time for Lori to, even though his main way of winning is just killing everything Mundus plays and beating through it, he can definitely go for the combo and have it work if Mundus plan is so slow. In mono green you don't have much disruption before the combo.
Yeah, you have Song of the Dryad, which has been printed recently. I don't even know if he plays it.
I don't think he does. Well, he has Mouse of Renown to stop the combo if he keeps the mana, but that's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, it's a very huge tax on your mana.
Definitely is.
So he's not. He's just gonna search for his lands with the Titan. He really hesitated, but in the end, slamming the Titan looked like a pretty good call.
So Wasteland for the Cradle makes sense.
And Cradle, no?
And Dryad Arbor. Like, this Cradle doesn't do a whole lot just yet. I don't know, maybe he drew it, that's why he wanted to get the Dryad Arbor, so the Cradle makes more mana. Or he maybe wants to draw a card. Yeah, you can get Dryad Arbor, so you can clamp it.
True. Draw 2. So claims the Dryad Arbor.
That's exactly what he does. While Lori is tapped out and cannot kill the
Dryad Arbor in response for just a single mana and Mara's counter.
So with Moondust having Sylvan Primordial in hand, basically what Lori needs to win this game is either having assembled the combo or get some way to Death Touch on Maras. That would be very good. So that's a Wood Elves. So really having a lot. Fortress, I believe.
Exodus, maybe? No.
No, Exodus.
But it looks like it's white in the bottom, so it's. They did reprint it with this artwork. Gateway. It's a Gateway Elves.
All right. Well, yeah, sure, but my favorite one is the Portal one.
The Portal Elves. It was a rare in Portal.
Yeah, that art is just so great.
I agree, it's pretty nice. So he played the elf. Elves.
So he played the Wood Elves, get a forest that was untapped, immediately clamped it. So drawing 2 cards.
Yeah, he has a full grip of course, but he's at 13.
Very good. Like if Lori can get the Nightshade Peddler, that Soulbone to give Marat Death Touch, it will be in a very good spot because now we can deal with the Primeval Titan and the Sylvan Primordial that is coming.
Yeah, it's a good old shotgun.
Yeah, but
shotgun Marat.
Actually, like I do like Mundus spots. I don't. What does Lori has in hand?
So it's a Plusher. You gain 6. Well, not the end of the world.
Yeah,
he's not dead this turn.
Well, that was relevant because Moondust was not that high on life, and he could attack for like
5, 6, and 8.
Well, there is a Raging Ravine as well.
Yeah, he didn't activate it, but so
yeah, he could have attacked. Yeah, 1, 5.
I think it should be at 11.
Yeah, so if let's say it was a pass to exile, Moondust would be dead this turn.
True. Yeah, with a Raging Raven activation.
Yes.
Too bad it was first a Plusher, and he plays
Sky Shroud Elf.
Oh, we saw it earlier.
No, that was the Sky Shroud Ranger earlier.
Okay. It's a whole family.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sky Shroud Elf is the one you play in Marath.
Yes, that's
it's a filter.
Yeah, it's a 2-mana Llanowar elf that makes all your colorless mana be white or red if you want to. So that makes Cradle an insane land. Like, well, it's already insane, but sometimes
you can cast Kikijiki with Cradle.
Yeah, sometimes having only green mana is a problem, and now you can do buster things.
So ping, play it back, I guess.
Kill that. Probably has a mana to
play
it again. But yeah, even though like the Cradle is not going to survive, I'm not sure, but I think I saw a wasteland in Lori's hand, so he can wasteland the wastelands. So
Well, it's tapped.
yes, but Mundus will he has a 7 primordial to destroy the cradle anyway.
But I think if he goes for a 7 primordial and takes his whole turn to do this, Lori is in a pretty good
Well,
spot.
yes, because Mundus is at 6. Like
Yeah, I guess we
maybe the life total were not up to date. Is at 6, and there is a 5/5 marat. Like
he's at 1 virtually.
yeah, well, Lori doesn't have the mana up to do it.
Not yet, but next turn he could get
Yes,
shotgun.
Mundus has not very many ways to deal with it. He only has a duplicant, I believe. And yeah, the Mouse of Random is 4 damage, and the Mat is 5/5, so it doesn't
It's too
work.
late.
It doesn't work, and yeah, gonna be pretty tough. Like, actually, Lori might go under Yisan instead of the other way around. That should be what happens, but hey, I
Yeah.
don't know. That game was definitely very weird.
Yeah, because Mundus has a lot of cards in hand. He has all the mana he wants, but he was just too slow for Mara.
Yep.
And especially the Flametongue Cav who played a huge role in this game.
Yeah.
Being able
yeah,
to
yeah.
remove Maras, being able to
Yisan.
remove Yisan while still presenting a pretty decent clock really made a difference.
So they did not count the 6 life from the Storm to Plowshare. Mundus actually at 12.
But yeah, even 12 is not that much in the face of this board. We have a very big Mara. It looks like he has
there is
Treat of
also a
Village
Treat
as well.
of Village from the turn 1 that we forgot because it's not a very important card in this matchup. But now maybe Mundus has to use Wasteland and the Primordial to kill both manlands instead of the Cradle because of his life total. I don't know. I think he still needs to kill the Cradle, but it's dangerous to be at 12 with a 5/5 Marat already.
Yeah, he already took 10 command damage. So we'll be a bit quieter because even though the players are 10 meters away, they might be hearing us now because there is nobody else
that
in
is
the room.
true. We're not talking that much about the hands because we don't really see it, but
Sure.
still, it is a very interesting game. So this is not Wild Growth. It is. Yeah, that's an enchantment that makes 2 green mana on a land.
Okay, yeah, okay. Another green mana.
Yeah, so basically free when you. And this is the 6 mana Garuk. Wow. Okay, so
We had Wild Growth into Garruk, Color of Beasts.
yeah, -3. Put Siren Primordial in play.
And still have Garruk for all your...
Actually, is Marath a 3/3 or what?
it looks like a 3/3. It looks like a 3 on the dice, but it should be a 5/5. He paid 5.
Is it the only thing he did last turn, or did he kill the Devoted Druid last turn?
He killed it a turn earlier.
Yes, with the first Marat.
Yeah, so I don't really know what's up. Maybe
no,
there are 2 tokens off screen.
Yeah, maybe it's just a 5/5, and we can't really see the die is very small.
Yeah. So the Garruk puts Primordial in play. He destroys the Cradle. And the Garruk is a big card of Vintage
Wasteland of the
Engine.
Raging Raven, and what else? Tilling Treefold getting back Wasteland, I assume, and some other land.
So which Treefolk is it?
Tilling Treefold.
Tilling? Well, I'll find it. Give me a second. Okay, oh yeah, we saw it once earlier.
Yep, the mini life from the loam.
Yeah, Baby Loam. It's really good actually in a format where you have Wasteland and all those utility
Yeah.
lands, Gas Cradle. They get to graveyard so much because
Yeah,
and everybody needs interaction.
It helps when you want to manage Career Brand and need multiple Wastelands, but also great against Wasteland where you can get back your Cradle that got destroyed and your Mass of Random to kill two creatures. So that's pretty good to have access to it, so it means any tutor for a creature will get you any land from your graveyard, which is pretty good.
Lorien taps. and let's see if Mundus can survive the turn.
Well,
He lost his
Probably
cradle,
can.
so yeah, he lost
I'm
his
not sure
cradle.
why he plays the Garruk though. Maybe he just wanted the 1 mana acceleration because now Lori only has to pay 1 mana to kill it because it's at 1.
Mhm.
Let's see. So Street of Village is dead as well. Like he replayed the Wasteland after playing the Tilling Trifolk
Okay, so he destroyed all of Lori's manlands. They
and
will
the Cradle.
yes, they will not be a problem anymore.
Second basic planes.
It's a pretty intense game. Lori has been able to do his things.
You need something right now. Like there are
But
very many cards that are very good. Like let's say Kiki because like it just do a lot.
yeah, when you get Kiki can always find a way.
All right, so is Mundus at 8 actually? Like I'm not sure
I think we're.
because it's at 8.
I thought it was at 11. But I guess he might be at 8, and there might have been.
Attacking with ult is basically sacrificing the Phantom Kavu to deal 1 damage. Well, I guess something is gonna chump Marat.
Mm,
Let's see.
yeah, if Maras gets blocked, it's not the end of the world for Lori.
How big is the Sylvan Primordial already?
Still on Primordial?
Yeah,
Something like a 6, 7?
well, it's pretty big.
Yeah, it
But-
has a big bet.
Like maybe Lori.
So 6, 8, 6, 8.
So yeah, Lori can pay 4 mana post combat and kill the.
And
Okay, so I doubt it was at 8 because otherwise it would just be dead on board to Lori removing the counters.
yeah, well, if it's really 5/5, yeah, you wanna go and check?
Yeah.
Yeah, go and check the board to make sure we're not missing anything.
It seems that Marat is actually a 3/3, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, if Maras is a 3/3, the game is very different. We have an acidic slime coming from Lori, destroying the land that is pretty much the only source of creature interaction in Mundust's deck. And Lori passes the turn with Mundust at a pretty low life total, but with a bevy of mana available to him. With Sylvan Caryatid and all the lands he has, he can go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, at least 11 mana, maybe more.
Alright, so the life total are indeed correct.
And the Maras only has 2 counters,
I believe, yes.
so you maybe pinged something, we didn't see it.
Yes.
So Mundus untapped, and now he's gonna play, I guess, something big. He needs to have a big impact on the
So,
board.
yeah.
Lori is at 26.
Garruk is dead.
Yeah, Garrick is dead.
Well, he was not going to
26.
let him untap with it.
The
But
+1 is
That's
pretty
pretty
strong.
big because now Mundus needs to kill Lori pretty fast because Lori can just deal damage to Mundus and bring him down to 3, killing that, well, to 2, killing the Marat and recasting it. If Marat is 3/3, he won't be able to suicide Marat, but he will be able to deal 2 at the end of turn, 1 on his turn, and replay it as a 7/7. And then Mundus has to
It's a
win or
2/2
kill
now,
Marat.
though.
Oh, it's a 2/2.
Yeah,
Well,
he used 1 to kill
that,
Garrick.
that doesn't matter. That's enough.
Yeah, he can kill it end of turn.
So yeah, Mundus needs a way to gain some life to stop Marat from being recasted or to kill Lori. I'm not sure which one is most likely. They all seem pretty unlikely actually. There is not a ton of life gain, like maybe Cursor of Crufix if he plays it, which I'm not even sure. And
Into Scapeshift. Get 12 lands back, gain 12.
just Forest, whatever. man.
Just for the heal. Okay, we got Dryad Arbor. Didn't he get Skullcant earlier? Oh, he got it back with the
Oh
Treefall.
yes, that was the second land he got.
So we got Rofelos, not exactly the best card in the deck against Marath.
Yes, but oh,
Ooh, and he has the Craterhoof Behemoth. It's a pretty fat Craterhoof Behemoth here.
so we have two attackers, three attackers, which is most likely lethal. It's
Wait, we have 5 attackers.
no, it's a Rothalos and the Dryad will play this turn. So it's +6/+6 with 3 attackers, so that's 18 damage plus.
Oh yeah, he does.
Plus those 6, 24, 29. Yeah, it's
It
attacking
looks
for
lethal.
30 damage and
Trampling damage, which
yeah,
is very
30
important here.
trampling damage. Lowy is at 26. And yeah, I think he's missing 1 mana to kill the Trifolk in response. Oh, maybe he can survive? Like, what if he kills the
Dryad Arbor?
Rothalos and the Dryad Arbor in response to the trigger? I think he does survive if he thinks about it. He has to do it in response to the trigger. And then it will be only +4/+4.
It removes 6 damage, pretty much.
Yeah, so that's not lethal, and then he is in a very good spot. I think. Ow.
Yeah, if
He
he can go
didn't
to
say.
attack, I think if Mundus goes to attacks, Lowry is dead. It looks like Lowry is dead.
Yeah, maybe if he has Soul Plowshare or something like that.
He already used the Squad, so I guess pass to exile.
Yup. Yeah, he cannot survive. Like.
It was a pretty big finish for Mundus here.
Yeah.
Lowry was really taken aback. He didn't expect the Behemoth here, and was a bit shook. It looks like. So Mundus gets the win.
Yep, it does.
Mundus,
Pretty impressive showing. Like,
yeah, Mundus leading 1-0 in this finals.
very, very, very well played. Like, I believe Lowry was surviving if he killed the Rothalos and the Dryad Arbor in response to the trigger, but Mundus was in a very bad spot. So I think he knew that Lowry could survive, but there was a chance that
He just needed to take a chance.
Yes, and if he just passed the turn because he didn't have a lethal, then Lowry could just kill him, not maybe on his turn, but on the following. And yes, Mundus was not winning that game on the long term. That's why he needed to try to go for it. And yeah, sure, if Lowry just saw it, he could just attack with his creature on the following turn. And
yeah, well, if Mundus doesn't attack, he has 3 blockers, but it's likely not enough with the Marath.
well, he has the Caryatid. Oh yeah, I mean he doesn't have to attack if he sees it's not lethal anymore. Yeah, that's right.
If Lowry kills a creature in response, anyway, Mundus doesn't have to commit. He still has a chance, maybe.
Exactly lethal, even if it's a 2 creature with skill. I don't believe so.
Well,
was +4/+4. So we had 3 attackers with 12 damage. Behemoth is
5,
5
17,
plus
6, 23 for the primordial.
And 24 with the
Trifolk.
So Lowry was at 26, so that wasn't enough. And he had 2. You could gain 2 from the slime.
So it was really close, though. It was a really stealthy play to do, and where maybe the life points were not updated. I don't think we can be sure about that.
I believe it was both players agreed on it. I asked him to check, and that's why.
Yeah. So Lowry will be on the play again for game 2.
Yes.
And let's see if he can take Mundus by storm. In the end, with us, Mundus was trying to be the fast deck here, but in the end, Mundus managed to grind out Lowry through all the Skullcamps activation, Winter.
Yeah, it was very weird because Mundus had a slow start, so he couldn't be faster than Lowry. So he had the Winter subgame where he took a very big advantage and was able to come out ahead when Lowry played destroyed it and want to get out of it by instantly playing Primeval Titan, and from being kind of the control before, he was more defensive in the early game, which is super weird with his hand, but that's what it was. And then he has to come back being aggressive. Lowry almost killed him because of the damage done during the Winter Orb, and yeah, the Creature Behemoth does it. Like, That's just so insane. I've seen crazy stuff happen with this card. It really kills from
nowhere.
Yeah,
And so Lowry mulligans to 5 on the play. Mundus has an Arbor Elf. Pretty good one in play, only Forest. Nearly.
yeah. Well, it's you have 2 enchantments that makes him make 2 mana.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a land also. Otherwise, it's sometimes it's annoying in a 3-color deck because you have cards like Copperline Gorge and you're like, sure.
Yeah, you don't really want to play Arbor Elf if you don't have a critical mass of forests.
Well, all your fetch land and with the dual, you have quite a bit, but the one time when it doesn't do mana, it just
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. So Lowry does have lands,
yes, and
so he'll be able to play a game of Magic at least.
this time Mundus has the turn 1 elf, which is pretty important.
Yeah, if Lowry doesn't have a turn 3 removal
So
for his son.
I think I see another land, a Wooded Footy in his hand, and he just passes the turn.
I don't know what he has up. Maybe it's a removal for his son.
That's possible. He just might have not have any play, or an Elater Risco maybe at the end of turn.
Okay, so we get the Isan and Lowry just draws for his turn. For him to stay in the game, he really needs to have an answer here. He had a Stone Forge Mystic in hand.
Okay. So I don't know what his plan is. Does he have Aven Main Sensor maybe?
Well, that would be very, very big, but
Yes.
Mundus
but
can just wait for
what-
Lowry's turn to
like-
activate it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. What if Mundus says go? Then do you play it end of turn? Then he's gonna activate it in response. And if you don't play it, then you just wasted your mana. I'd rather play it at sorcery speed.
Yeah. So we have Isan here. Isan, the value town. It's when it gets out on turn 2, it can really get to crazy things.
Yep. It's not standard. You're not getting Elvish Mystic into Sylvan Caryatid, even though you play those cards in the deck.
So we have a Boreal Druid, the Colorless Elf.
I wish we could play Isan in Modern. Well, it's legal, but having a 3-drop that dies to bolt every time, nah.
Yeah, you cannot truly play X-Freeze in Modern. It's not serious
Well,
after 1 mana.
Yeah, just 1 mana, you're good, but...
Except if they're called Young Pyromancer. It's pretty much the only exception to this.
yeah, there is Dark Confident as well, but...
They just get away with the game.
Yeah, I mean,
after.
it's cards that when they die,
already-
when they leave, they just win the game, like...
Yeah, it has to be a very big payoff. So we have the Boreal Druid. Lowry fetched, and in response, one just activated Ikisan, anticipating an Event Main Sensor likely.
Yes.
So he wants to make sure his first Ikisan trigger
Not
resolve.
playing Marat is a huge tell. I think it was very likely for... without seeing his hand, I think it's very, very likely for Lowry to have Event Main Sensor. I can't really think of any other card that would make sense. Maybe I see he could have Village Bellringer.
And try to go for it here.
Well, he could go Village Bellringer into Splinter Twin and win.
Does it play
That-
Splinter Twin?
I don't know if it does. The Marat players that we featured earlier was
Yeah,
playing
had
it.
Splinter Twin.
So you have multiple creatures that combo with it, and you have a couple creatures that are good to put Splinter Twin on it. So it's definitely not unreasonable to play it. But he could also wait 1 turn to and have the Kiki-Jiki on the following turns.
Yeah, so the Ethan got a Curion Ranger, bouncing a forest to untap a creature. Very, very good, of course, with Ethan himself. When you get to activate Ethan twice, adding the counter is part of the cost. So it's at the resolution that you check how many counters are on Ethan. So if you activate Ethan, untap it in response, activate him again, you can get 2 free drops, for example.
Yes,
So-
that's correct.
With all the instant speed untap, you can go for some crazy thing, and Lowry had the main sensor. Your read was definitely good.
Well,
And Mundus
I was-
agrees with you.
I was kind of hoping for Lowry to to have the village bellringer, but because that would have mean he had a way better chance in the game. Well, I guess the main center is still pretty good, even though the one attack did go through. So now he can play Marat and kill one of the elf. Which one will you kill here? I'm not sure. Definitely not the Broil Druid, but like the I think I'd kill the Quirion
Yeah,
Ranger.
Quirion Ranger is less replaceable.
Yes, that's correct. Well,
There is.
but
there-
what if he goes? Well, I guess it makes 1 mana. If 1 mana is really good, then he's going to make it anyway, even though he has to bounce Forest.
But he went for the Arbor Elf instead.
Yes.
He just wants to slow down Moondust at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Quirion Ranger might be better if will be much better actually if Moondust doesn't have a land to play first turn. But if he does, then the Arbor Elf would have been better. So I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think I would have killed the Quirion Ranger, but it's very close.
Yeah, it really depends on what you think your opponent has. It's really what you want to play against that matters here. So for 3 mana, 4 mana, 4 mana, untap the Broil Druid, 5 mana.
And
Left
Master of
expert.
Ronan. So that's one of the very few ways that Moondust has to kill an Evan Mountain Tsar.
What's it's
Mouth of Ronan.
mouth, yeah.
So yeah, killing the Arbor ended up being better because Moondust had to bounce a land to make the mana, and now he's
He had to use 2 land drops to handle the Mind Sensor pretty much.
yeah.
He had to use
So
the Forest he
it
built
was slight-
and the Mass
it
of
was
Ronan.
slightly better in this spot because he really needed the 5 mana, so he had to bounce the land.
Yeah.
But
He-
I do like Moondust spot, unless Lori can deal with the Yizan now.
I think Isan shouldn't be untapped though. I insist.
Uh,
Oh, he attacked.
He attacked. He attacked for 2. Like
Yeah,
sure.
2 commander damage.
Because now Marat can kill both the elves, but Yizan will be able to activate, and if you
Well, he
And-
lacks 1 mana. No, he has a land in.
oh wow, that is huge.
What is it?
It's a Nightshade Peddler. It's a common from Avacyn Restored that is soulbound and gives Death Touch to the soulbounded creatures. So
Yeah, and pretty much means you have Shotgun Marath.
yes, exactly. Yeah, so here we go. Marat's dead, but Moondust is in a very bad spot now. He has a very few turns to try to do something, because if Lori has just any land in hand, he could replay Marat, and so that would mean Moondust has 2 turns to do something crazy. Because if Moondust and Lori untaps with Marat at 5 mana with Death Touch, you just can't win if you play Yizan.
Yeah, it's a creature-based deck. Marath is already very annoying for you to deal with when you can pay 1 mana to kill any of your creatures.
The
not going well.
The Mouth of Ronan dealt with the
Man
Man
Sensor.
Sensor, so you can't have it to deal with the Peddler. Well, he has the 5th Empath, so now he can get duplicants if he wants to get an Antler to the Nightshade Peddler. That's interesting.
But he needs to get to 6 mana.
Yes, that's
It
true.
still it still takes quite a lot of time here.
Yeah, definitely. Like, unless you could have some interesting game with like Lori tapping out for Marat on the next turn, and Moondust landing. Well, I was going to say Cradle, but that's not even enough.
Yeah, it goes to 5.
So I don't know. I don't think there is a way for him to have 6 mana on the next turn, but
Yeah, it will be harsh. This random good old command that we all forgot about was actually incredibly important in this spot.
yeah, it's great in Marat because it only costs 2 mana and you can tutor it so easily when you need it.
And Soulbone means even if you replay Maras, you can still Soulbone him
exactly.
again.
Some lists, not all of them, play Basilisk Cover.
Yeah, the equipment,
The
the such
equipment-
lifelink.
Yeah, but it's 3 mana, and
You need to equip it every time you play
Yes,
it.
and it's 2 mana to equip, so it is way more expensive. But it's something you can tutor up on Stoneflash Mystic when Scalp Clump is not what you want.
Yeah.
Sometimes the game is not about card draw, but it's about the board. So the 2 cards complete each other pretty well. Because if it's about card advantage, then the Death Touch doesn't do a whole lot. But if it's about board presence, yeah, Marat with Death Touch is pretty good at winning that kind of battle.
Not many things will beat a Marath. So Mundus went for Primeval TT with the 4th Empath. It will be a long time before you can play it.
Yes, I wonder if he plays Petrified Field. That would be a way for him to get back the Mouth of Ronan and kill the Naked Tailor, but it's very far away.
Indeed. If he goes for it, it will take years. It takes him this land drop, the land drop for the mouth, and a few more turns.
Well, I was thinking about the Primeval Titan.
Oh yeah. He needs to cast the Titan
first.
first.
If he goes to 6 mana on the following turn, it will be able to kill it. It seems that Rory doesn't have the 5th mana to cast Marat, so he just played a Flamethorn Cavu, killing the Quirion Ranger.
Yeah, the value Cavu.
The Quirion Ranger wasn't doing a whole lot on that board, but I think it's good to play the Cavu just to have the... You're still killing a creature, and just to have the 4-2 and to deal some damage.
Yeah, Mundus will be trying to accelerate.
I see one way that Mundus is winning this game is by Lori never drawing his 5th land.
It's a way like another.
Alright, so Lotus Cobra into Sylvan Library, so any land gives a Primeval Titan on the next turn.
And with Sylvan Library there is a pretty high chance Mundus gets to final land.
The missing that lander for Lori was huge, because now he cannot kill the Lotus Cobra before Mundus plays the Primeval Titan. It still can win against the Primeval Titan if he has the land right now. It won't be that hard actually, but it's still...
Yeah, it could also just have removal for Lotus Cobra. It would work in the spot. Well, it will slow down the Cobra.
It works, yes, but it is pretty annoying though to have to use one at the moment and still not cast the Marat. You really want to cast it as soon as possible, because it is even though it is great, it is expensive to do all that.
So we have Survival of the Fittest.
Okay.
He can discard any creature to get Dork.
Yeah, so what he could do is discard a creature to get Dry Number to not miss his land drop. If he's going to miss it. Okay, it chooses not to. So one thing he can do, it will take him 2 turns, but if he has any creature in hand, we can do the combo that we talked earlier. You can discard it to get Kikijiki, discard the Kikijiki to get Restoration Angel, discard the Restoration to get Karmic Guide, then you play the Karmic Guide, get back Kikijiki,
copy the Karmic Guide,
and
get back Restore, and win.
And you win. So he will need to have hit his 5th land drop at that point, but that...
Karmic Guide is 5 mana?
Yeah. Yes, it is. One thing that you want to be careful about is to reanimate the Kikijiki and not the Angel, because the Restoration Angel says non-Angel, and
Karmic Guide is an Angel.
Yes, despite it not being written on the card, it has been
errated
to Angel. So it is written in the Commander version and probably the Judge Gift one, but not the original one. Yes,
it just said Spirit.
Exactly.
You have to be careful.
Summon Spirit. It's actually an Angel Spirit.
Yeah, and no, it's an Angel Spirit. Actually, having Pro Black, flying Echo 5, you don't really pay the echo cost. Usually you kill when you cast it.
It happens, but yes, you're not playing it for the echo cast for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
I have a I have
most of
an
the time you
Roses Legacy version that I played. I thought it was expensive. I was very disappointed.
well, I'm pretty sure it used to be expensive until it got reprinted in Commander.
Sad face. So
Right.
Primeval goes Wasteland, and I don't.
Tectonic Edge,
Tech
like
Edge.
Laurie is
Oh, yeah, he's
using
in
his
a.
land drop, so here we go.
Indeed, if Mundus untaps with
So now the
Tech Edge plus Wasteland, it's gonna get ugly for Ori.
Mundus doesn't have very many ways to disrupt the combo itself, but if he doesn't have mana to cast a Karmic Guide, then
Game over.
that's right. So that stone for Mystic is discarded.
Can't you just go for it with something else? Isn't there 4 mana creatures that can do something here?
I don't think so. Like, nah. You need to start with either Revel Arc or Coming Guide, so it's 5 mana either way. What could it do? Like, maybe he could just slow down. He could have some way to kill the Primeval Titan, and then even though he's down to 2 lands, it's not that huge of a deal because if Mundus doesn't threaten anything.
Well, 2 lands is still not much. So he goes for Kikijiki, cycles Kikijiki. Well, he needed 1 more mana?
No, he did it in. He had 2 mana up at the end of turn.
Yeah, so. But on the. He will get the Rest Angel here, right?
Yeah, even if he top decks a land, he cannot kill Mundus on the next turn.
Even if he gets Kiki.
If he draws Gaia's Cradle, he wins.
Sure. In the end, Rest Angel didn't look like what he was going for. He's realizing it might be a tad bit too slow against Wasteland plus Tech Edge.
So
he's looking at Karmic Guide to reanimate Kiki.
He can get Fiend Hunter to exile the Titan.
Yeah, that's a solution. That's not a great solution, but that's a solution. The biggest problem here is that he's gonna get double stun range next turn.
Okay, I saw one sweet play. I don't know if it's correct, but he can get Restoration Angel, cast the Restoration Angel, blink the Flamton Kavu, and 2 trigger goes on the stack, the Soulbound and the 4 damage. If you stack them correctly...
Which one? The 4 damage and... Oh, the Soulbound!
So
yeah, you give him Death Touch for... Oh! And he kills the Primal Titan.
Yes, but then that means...
Resto is in play.
The Resto is in... Well, that's not that big of a deal. Like,
yeah, you get Karmic Guide, you reanimate Kiki, you win.
Yeah, and... but that means the Kavu and the Death Touch guy are soulbounded, and you need one of those to die. Well, most likely the Flamton Kavu.
No, if another creature enters the battlefield afterward.
No, when they're already soulbounded, you cannot just change it as will. Like,
no, I see.
You have to.
I see.
So what did he get finally? Like,
I
believe he
we will see very soon.
His hand.
We'll see very soon, and
it drew a 5th land, I believe, but that was not Gaia's Cradle.
Yeah, but Cradle was a bit too late anyway if he didn't get the Resto Angel.
Well, if he got Village Bellringer, that would work as well. I know he was hesitating with that one as well. I don't know what he got in the end. Well, I assume we're going to see it pretty soon.
And that's, it looks like it's a concession from Laurie. Mundust wins 2-0. Laurie could not come back from the double stun win that was coming from Mundust. The Wasteland plus Tectonic Edge. He would be back to 2 mana, and it wasn't able to handle Mundust's board.
Extremely impressive from Mundust, winning that hard of a matchup, and he played correctly and found some
lines, some aggressive lines.
Yeah, but like in the first game, that was a very unintuitive line to work on, to try to win on that mana denial plan and then switch back, and that was very well played from him. And yeah, he in game 2 he had to hope that Laurie didn't have his 5th land, and he didn't.
Yeah,
so
because if he did, it was just Sun 5
yeah,
Marath,
he needed to be lucky, and he got lucky and played well enough to win if he got lucky. He got lucky, so he won. He totally deserves this win.
Yep. So you can bring him here, and we will congratulate him on the win.
I'm going to do that right now.
Yeah, and turn on the light afterward because, well, I'll switch my face right now. Hello, everybody. So the coverage. Oh, and it's coming back. And we are done for today. Actually, this was the last game of this 5th edition of the Demonic Tournament Commander. It's gonna be over after we interview Mundus, so thank you very much for staying with us all day long. I hope you enjoyed the coverage. We did it in English because there was an international curiosity for this format, since many people don't really know anything about it. So it's I really thank you all for having been here all day long, and here, congratulations, well played. So, what do you think about this finals? And what do you think about having to play Isan even though you didn't want to?
Well, in the end, I think it was quite a good choice. Even though the final, just before the final, I was thinking this is the first game I would like to have CDZ over Eisen.
Yeah.
But well, in the end, it worked out. So
Yeah, the second game looked really close when he had the Death Touch and Soulbound creature.
yeah.
If you had a 5th land,
like,
you were in a world of hurt.
Yeah, I took a high risk bet trying to set up a Titan thanks to Lotus Cobra and trying to setting it up earlier, but it worked. But it was kind of my only outs. And
Yeah, you needed him to not have a land and just hit with your thing. So very well played. On the first game as well, when you played the Craterhoof Behemoth, it was not exactly lethal if he killed your creatures in response.
I
but
know.
yeah, you did it and hoped you would be able to get the attack because it was your only out. You had to play to it.
Indeed.
I see. So yeah, we were wondering if you just bluffed him or you did. Okay, well played. Very well played.
Yeah, I think I was killing the Rophilos and the Dryad Arbor and was far from lethal. And
yeah, and you just went for it with like YOLO smite work.
that's why I was pretending to do the math and so on.
Yeah, you were like, okay, this will be 65.
Yeah.
I attack. I see. Very well played. So do you have any thoughts you would like to share with the viewers about the tournament, about your deck?
Well, I'm quite tired at the moment, but I hope you had a good time watching this, and thank you, Tolki, for coming in.
Well,
I
so
hope it was a success.
yeah, I think too. Like most of the viewers left by now. There are only 300 people left, but
The best one.
yeah, we're about 500 viewers for the finals. We went up to 600 a few hours earlier, but there are Star City games right now. It should be around the top 8 of Star City games.
Okay,
So
so-
we have a bit of I would say other channels
I see what you mean.
making us a bit smaller.
Are you going to do replay or something like
Yeah,
that?
all the replays, all the videos will be on YouTube, so we'll be able to watch the finals and to watch us scratch our head like, what's happening here during a few of the games. So it was really nice having you here. So you won this Damia card as well as the Black Border Underground Sea. The Damia card it's a proof that you won the DTC 5. I mean, you will maybe sell the Black Underground Sea, but you will keep this one at
Yeah,
least.
indeed, of
This is the proof that
I have
you
to.
won the tournament.
It's my trophy. Thanks.
So here you go, the Damia card for the winner of the tournament. Damia being the icon of it. You have lots of fun in the chat. You see.
Cool.
So congratulations. Thank you very
again.
much for being with us, and once again, congratulations for winning.
Bye bye.
Bye. Yeah. So we're gonna close the stream. It's over. Everything is over.
Yep, it is over, and it is not early.
Well, we are far from being back home.
Yeah, still like.
We'll be back maybe in 2 hours,
Yeah.
maybe more, likely more.
Alright.
So thank you very much for helping me today
Well,
commentate.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was really nice having somebody who really knows the format here, because it's not many people who actually know a lot about this format. It's quite new. It's still quite new.
Well, yeah, it's not that new, but it's not that well known. So we need people to know more of it and to spread the word. That's why I think being able to stream this big tournament was
very
great.
big,
So we can spread
Spread the love. Spread the love.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting format, and as we saw, there is really a strong metagame now. Like you have the blue control decks,
Yeah, yeah.
you have the green creatures combo decks.
At first, it was more of a casual format, but it really turned into a very solid competitive format, and a competitive player will definitely find some challenge and deck building in metagaming.
Yeah, today we saw very great competitive players like Elliot Busso, finalist of Grand Prix Utrecht 1 year ago. Armel Primo, I think he was also in the top 8 of Grand Prix Utrecht 1 year
Yes,
ago.
that's right.
So yeah, we had tons of high-profile players here for this tournament. We don't really see them on the coverage table because they're not EDH players, so they didn't make top 8.
Well, Elliot ended up 9th on Breaker. He won 6-1-1, but the draw was a early draw unintentional, so he had bad records because of that.
Yeah, he
ended
was
up
very
9th.
close to making top 8.
Yep.
Just
Pretty unlucky.
on breakers. So thanks a lot for all of you. All the videos of the tournament will be posted on YouTube on my channel very soon. It will be around on Reddit, on my Facebook page, on my Twitter. Even though I didn't make any advertisement for it today, well, you can search Tolki TV. You will find me anywhere. I'm a bit active on all social media. I think we can find you too on Twitter, even though you're
you
not
can.
very active.
Yeah, I mostly use Twitter to read about stuff and not post a lot. But you can follow me if you want to.
You will say hi.
Yeah, sure.
If they have any questions about
maybe
EDH.
at some point I will get active and post about stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe.
if people ask you questions about Dual Commander, I guess
Yeah,
you'll reply.
Of course, you can reach me on Twitter or MtG Salvation or pretty much anything. And
On
I will
MTGO.
answer. Yeah, sure. Lyserg on MTGO.
The same, yeah. So, well, thanks a lot. Good evening, everybody. We are going to pack everything and leave back for Paris.
Yep.
Good night and good
Thank
luck.
you very much, guys. Bye.
Bye.